Welcome to the rat house, baby, where the truth ain't quiet, and neither are you. Where the ChatRats crew slide in, pull up a seat, crime talk, cold facts, and a jazzy backbeat. We got stories to tell, got some justice to serve, so pour up that coffee or something with a swerve. There's Rat Daddy leading 6'5", a cool Toys the queen with the sharpest of tools. Dean's cracking jokes, Mary B's got the tea, and Lawleen lays the law down, real boss energy. MJ's got the fire, Gingy's taking names, Jesse's dropping Angel Baby's in the game. The clerk's keeping order, Misty's watching close. Pinky promises, keeps receipts, and she does the most. We're the ChatRats, baby, worldwide and bold. Stories unfold while the crime scene gets cold. Puff, puff, pass, and the truth gets exposed. At the rat house, baby, that's how it goes. Snap, snap. Cherry lights it up. Cherry lights it up, neon glow behind her head. Tombstones drops the facts that awake the dead. Connor's taking notes, Janine's on the clock. Hetty the paralegal keeps the court on lock. Sweet woman, sweet, but she'll sting if you like. Calypso keeps it cool, got that island vibe. Prince Lover's in purple, that Texas pride blowing. Sherry's laughing loud while the facts keep flowing. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, ghetto. G coming through, crazy-eyed cheese, oh you better believe. Robo-rat clicks, sparks, gears in his head, breaking the code till the lies drop dead. Jump, feel the pump, jump. We're the ChatRats, baby, worldwide and bold. Stories unfold while the crime scene gets cold. Puff, puff, pass, and the truth gets exposed. At the rat house, baby, that's how it goes. Crime solving, cracks. Worlds are stage. That's a fact. Together, we're the ChatRats crew. We ain't looking back.
Tick boom, tick, 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 tick boom, tick, 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 tick boom. Pressure build, detonate, tick boom. Too late now, can't moderate, tick boom. Just him a flash, let's go. Everybody talking, nobody compose. You should've just let me be, but nah, you knew what I do. Who I am, you know who I am. Robbing and weaving where you telegraph hate. Flash bows pop every time I breathe. Whole world watching, enjoy no front row seats. Say my name, watch the algorithm screen. Turtleboy! You drama sales on the fumes of my pike tails. Free clickbait for all the mirror ultimate. Bum for town clownies. Better all town clownies in the cheap seats. I built this house, you built noise, I built proof. Woo. Time to raise this roof. Time to expose the hard truth. Now the spotlight stuck on you. Oh, po baby boo. Tick, tick, tick. Truth hit the wrong, stand clear. Tick, boom. Funny now, they fear. Tick, boom. Flash bows, no escape. Tick, boom. Clock ran out on fake. Receipts stacked like bricks on file. You throw stones, I archive wow. Smear campaign, panic press, but facts don't bend the cognitive dissonance. You had to poke the turtle, you know I'm a snapper, right? You about to. You should've just let me be. Damn people, you knew better. Tick, tick, boom. Pressure build, detonate. Tick, boom. Too late now, can't moderate. Tick, boom. Camouflage, case closed. Everybody talking, nobody compose. Should've just let me be. Tick, 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 boom. Tick.
Yo, what up, people? What's going on? Sorry. I keep messing it up. But that's normal. Welcome to Sunday Fun Day. What y'all up to out there? I see it's tons of people live out there, so plenty to do on a Sunday. Plenty to do. Got some stuff to do here too. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna watch a little Turtleboy video and talk about it. So let's see who's up in here. What's up, Angel? Hello, Wendy. Oh, what up, Melissa? Beach Life. Naughty Dog. What up, Naughty? Alessi's girl. What's happening? Yo, Trust. Sup, Bo. Got a wrench. Spelling the word fuck all the way out. Getting us in trouble early. What up, Fearless Farm Girl? MJ. Prince Lover. What are y'all doing today? What up, Daz? Funda's in the house. That's always good. Emily C. What you up to, Emily C? Oh, there's Merb. What up, Merb? Sorry. I was doing something while all that was going on, so I kept fucking it up. So, sorry. Forgot to send out invites, all that stuff. But we'll get her rolling at some point. She will be rolling. Turtleboy pregame show. Always fun. It will escalate. I can feel it. I can feel it. So we'll have a good time today, no matter what. Listen to a little music. Oh, before we do that, what up, Merb? Getting muted. We're going to be able to put together an entire video of Mary B's technical difficulties. So she can use that for her intro. The Mary B technical difficulty 66-minute video. It's about how long it is. What up, Lube?
Yo,
Lube
what's
and
going
Dude.
on, Danny?
Merb's back again. Nope. There you are.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I did a freaking mic check to the gods and everything.
What's up, Mary B?
Hey, Lubin.
They got you then. They are laughing their ass off. Oh, J7's coming by to hang out. Been watching you over in Jimmy's chat.
Hey, Jay Walsh. Hey, MJ. Hi,
Jay
Angel.
Walsh is fucking hilarious. If you ever just sit and watch and read the shit she types, it's awesome. It's like a pastime. It's a pastime of mine. Next Witness just had a good live.
Yeah, I missed it.
I don't know if they're still live or not. But we'll finish this song and then we'll get this show on the road. What up, Cyber Chick? What's up, Bunny?
It looks like she's still alive.
What's up,
Yeah.
chat?
We'll jam to a song and then we'll get started doing what we're going to do. So
Let's do
here
it.
we go.
Yeah. Check the tape. No huddle. No flags. Let's run it. Yeah. 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 Snap count silent, defense still jumping. Bliss coming heavy, still ain't rushing. Pocket collapsing, QB stay calm. Reading cover 2 like it's written on palms. They stack the box, audible out. Send truth in motion, spread them out. Nickel defense, still too small. This ain't checkers, it's 4th and all. Move the chain, first down talk. Helmet crack when the truth get walked. Red zone pressure, no timeouts. Scoreboard lies, but the tape don't lie. Move the chains, grind that clock. They get loud and they all get
get blocked, no flags thrown. Still got bruises, ran straight through all the excuses. Play fake clean, whole crowd big, safety froze, that's a bad red. Eyes in the backfield, lost contain. True bro loose, house call game. They try spying the quarterback, still got cooked on the comeback route. Talking tough in the pregame chat, by halftime silence, mouthpiece out. Oh, no cheerleaders, no script, just body, stats. Yeah. Yeah. Move the chains, first down talk, helmet crack when the truth get walked. Red zone pressure, no timeout. Scoreboard lies, but the tape don't lie. Move the chains, grind that clock. They get loud, then they all get blocked. No flags thrown, still got bruises. Ran straight through all the excuses. 2-minute drill, no panic, yeah. Clock management crystal clear. They burn challenges, waste of breath. Still can't overturn what they said. Illegal contact, missed that call. Funny how refs don't see it all, but the crowd saw the whole damn play. And the replay hits a different way. On goal line stand, everybody tense. They stack bodies, still can't fence. 4th and inches, power run. Lower the pass, this game's done. Move the chains, all gas, no brakes. Film room full of their mistakes. They talk big till the lights come on. Then the whole damn drive gets run. No move the chain, whistle late. Truth crosses lines, they can't regulate. No mercy clock, no fake fame. Just a long drive and a short memory of pain. End of the quarter, same results. Run it back. Move the chain. Move the chain. Move the chain. Move the chain.
Nice. It's an excellent song. Love it. All right, Merb. So this is one I don't usually watch. And I don't know why, but I usually don't. But tonight we're going to watch it. It's pretty good. The Canton cover-up.
All right, let's see.
It's
Hey, Marilyn.
pretty good.
Hello.
Yeah. Hopefully everybody will start filing in here soon when everybody else goes off live. But if they don't, fuck it.
We're just here to hang out.
We're here. We're doing it.
That's right.
There's always somebody that goes on the video and bitches about the goal. And I just want to tell you, I ain't going to stop setting goals.
Hey, look who's in the chat. My new favorite channel.
Cool. Where's he at?
Mad Stork.
What's up, seriously? What's up, Mad Stork?
Good stuff, man. Cracking up.
You're
Yep.
welcome.
Oh, Lily's here. What's up, Lily? She missed the last couple of shows.
Lily, where have you been?
Probably on the beach somewhere. Soaking up the sun. Like crazy Brazilian every day. Everybody's posting their bad weather and snow, and she's posting freaking ocean pics.
I can't even go outside.
You need a tanning bed in there. You have like a boot print tanning. So
Ugh.
you can tan from the knee down on one leg. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's
Let's check out a few minutes of this, see how this goes.
yeah, let's do that.
And this is the Canton cover-up.
Out of Canton, Massachusetts. So this story,
Let me just tell you how long ago this was. 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yep, 2 years ago.
Cool.
And I don't even think we've watched this on either channel. So it'd be pretty fun.
Let's go back in time.
Yeah, it's the only one I could find we haven't watched 78 times.
I remember when I first saw this story last year, I don't know. I remember looking at it. Obviously, I look at stories like this, and I just didn't have a take on it. Like when I remember I remember seeing the headlines that a Boston police officer was run over in a driveway by his girlfriend in a snowstorm, and that she didn't realize she had done it until afterwards. And I went on her LinkedIn, and I'm like, I remember looking at her thing. I'm like, oh man, this woman's sharp. Normally you don't expect that. Like college educated, works at a university, work good with numbers. Like you'd probably want to hire her. And it's like, but everybody makes mistakes. Anyone could have too much to drink and just heat of the moment do something like that. And I think that's kind of how it was portrayed. So I didn't really have an opinion. So I don't write about stories that I don't have strong opinions on. But I remember seeing the story and I just didn't have that strong of an opinion on it. But something about it just didn't smell right. And it just seemed like it was at the home of a Boston police officer. Obviously, the Boston police officers are going to kill another Boston police officer. And I felt bad for her when I saw it, like on the news. I'm like, man, that sucks. This woman, has her shit together and she just got drunk one night and appears to have not even known that she backed this guy over. I'm sure she didn't mean.
Mary B, you need to drop your page link in the chat.
Okay, we'll do.
And I'm sure it's eating her up inside. But that was not the case at all. And so let's just kind of chronicle our way through the story, relive it if we can. So on the morning of January 29th, John O'Keefe, a veteran, I think he was on the force for 16 years, Boston police officer, was found dead outside of a home at 34 Fairview Road in Canton. The home belonged to Brian Albert and his wife. Brian Albert is a sergeant in the Boston Police Department who serves on the Fugitive Apprehension Unit, which, according to Boston police officer I spoke with, that's like the gig. You want that one. It's a good lifestyle, good money. It's fun. You get to go track down the bad guys. And he's been on that show.
I think he needs to bring back Don't Poke the Turtle shirt tonight. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, it's an old classic.
A good one. Probably sold a bunch of those.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, I need to get me one to wear.
Oh, Boston's Finest, I think it was called. I never watched it, but he was on there. So he's pretty well known, and I'm told that he's connected. He's one of Marty's people, Marty Walsh. And politics in the Boston police department's ugly. Like if you don't have the right people that have your back, they're gonna get you. Like ask Matt Morrissey, police officer who got, they stalked him for like over a year to see if he was violating the city's residency requirements for Boston Police Department. And I don't know where John O'Keefe stood in that hierarchy of the Boston Police Department, but it wasn't as high as Brian Albert's, I think. He seemed to be more protected. So O'Keefe's girlfriend, Karen Reed, ends up getting charged with manslaughter because she reportedly backed over him after a fight. That was the narrative that was put out there after a night of drinking. She was widely castigated as a cop-killing villain, right? And maybe she was an easy person to dislike for a lot of people because, you look at her, she's attractive and, has her shit together. Maybe people looked at her as elitist. I don't know how they looked at her. But for some reason, I remember this coming out and people thought she was like an easy villain somehow to dislike. People like a villain that's different from all the other villains. And they're like, see, I differentiate. I like all villains. It's like, I don't like her just because she looks nice doesn't mean that she's a nice person. And I think that's the mentality that a lot of people had when they went into this. But anyway, as it would turn out, at least by my count, I did a count of this. There was at least 11 other people that were in that house. And what we know for goddamn sure, 100%, was she did not run him over. We know that for several reasons. Number one, the most obvious one is you don't have 6 lacerations on your arm. You don't have 2 black eyes. You aren't bleeding out of your mouth, and your nose if you get bumped going slowly during a 3-point turn? How are you going to kill someone doing it like that? I mean, I suppose it would take like a freak landing, but you're not going to, I mean, with those injuries, that made no sense. How that alone was not the biggest red flag that something is not right here is insane to me. Like, that makes no sense. They immediately just went with the narrative that she did it, and they worked from there.
Yeah, I heard the 2 black eyes, and I had to fight myself not to stop it.
I know, I was confused for a minute. I'm like, is he oh wait, this is from 2
And
years
then
ago.
Jason put it in the chat, and I had to fucking stop it.
Yeah.
I had to
Definitely
go
over our heads.
way over our heads. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not really. But I thought about it, but I didn't do it.
Until now.
Murray, you got your glasses on? Are those safety glasses?
No, these these I actually wear glasses. I usually have contacts in, but they're like don't. They're like all the way over there.
Thought they were safety glasses. I didn't know if you were trying to feed the damn birds again or something. Maybe you should just throw food at the bird.
Well, I mean, yeah, that would be fun.
Learn to catch if you're hungry.
I'll have talented birds.
Here comes the sunflower seed.
They didn't even consider anyone else, because as we're going to see, the people, when I say they, it's really one state trooper, and he was covering for the whole thing, and he was going to make sure that the right person was put behind bars, and she was the right person. So the cover up was aided and abetted by the state police, or at least one trooper, who, by the way, can we talk about how Michael Proctor, why was he even on that? Like, why was he even assigned that duty? He doesn't do homicides. How many homicides has Michael Proctor done?
Wow. Here we go. So why would he be assigned to that out of the blue? Or all the other homicide detectives, they were busy with all the homicides in Canton?
No, they wanted somebody that was really close with the people involved in the crime.
Do what?
Yeah, it's a good idea to have your officer be like family members with people that could possibly have done it. It's always
get that inside information.
yeah.
Oh God.
In his tenure as I believe the state police have a homicide unit, do they not? Why is this guy working homicides? That's interesting. Who delegated that? Remember, this is an organization, the state police, that we exposed 6 years ago for massive corruption when they orchestrated what is now known as Troopergate, and they redacted the arrest report for a judge's daughter, Ali Bebo. And then when 2 troopers did not want to participate in that, they were reprimanded for being good cops. So apparently nothing's changed. We kept hearing about reform, but we still have shitty troopers, but at least they're jabbed. They got that going for them. They got jabbed. So anyway, the cover up, as I said, was aided and abetted by the state police, for sure, the Canton Police Department. Although I do want to point out that this story, in my opinion, does not get told without rogue, anonymous Canton Police Department members who spoke up quietly. I think the people at the top of the Canton Police Department, the chief, as we saw, I don't know if he planted evidence, but he was driving by one day and just saw it. So that was weird. And the deputy chief lives across the street, but the ring camera, he said, didn't pick up anything interesting. Somehow. There's no trees. It's like the wide open landscape didn't pick up anything. I think those guys at the top were shady, but I think a lot of rank and file, punch in, punch out Canton police officers were like, fuck this, I'm saying something. And they spoke. Now, I don't know who they reached out to first, but all I'm saying is suddenly, out of nowhere, Karen Reed's defense attorneys had a shitload of information to work with and like knew everything immediately, like knew everything. Like their court document, I suppose they're part theory, but the details put into that are like, those are coming from someone in the know is giving them those details. So this woman, and I kind of ended it with this, in the Norfolk County DA's office, I'm kind of tied on what their complicity in this. I understand it's their job to get convictions, but and I don't really know how this works, and maybe a lawyer can fill me in on this about like what is if they know that this evidence exists out there. Like, did they know this evidence existed? Because Trooper Proctor did, and went through a lot of hoops to make sure that it wasn't given to the defense. But did the Norfolk County DA's office know this stuff was out there? That's still a little bit confusing to me. But as I ended the year, I said, this is the story of one woman alone facing down some of the most powerful, well-protected people in the state who sought to destroy her life and exonerate herself. And I've never spoken to this woman before. Maybe I will someday. I'd really like to meet her because I'm impressed by her. Because if I were her, I would be depressed, right? I would be scared. Now, I didn't speak to her, but I spoke to people who knew her. Let's just put it that way. And I'm like, is she scared? And they go, no, she's not. She's confident. She's confident. She's a confident woman. She's not worried. Like, she knows she didn't do this. And she's more going on the offensive now to show who did do it. And you're right, blurred lines. Thank God she had, like, what happened? Like, luckily she could hire high-priced attorneys from Los Angeles to come here with the Latin term pro hac vice and practice law in our state. And really, I mean, those guys were the real detectives. Those guys did everything. I mean, get yourself the lawyers that she had. Holy shit, they got every.
It's pretty sad that you got to hire high-powered attorneys and investigate your own case because nobody's going to do it.
And
Right.
honestly, like, if they investigated, it would have been a very simple case. I mean, not simple, but like not complicated like it is now, you know, like just do a regular investigation and everybody could have saved a ton of money, including me, the taxpayer.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Lubin?
Oh, I was just agreeing. The police
Yeah.
should have just done their job and investigated in the first place.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to spend $1 million to prove your innocence. Or at least cast enough doubt to where you don't spend the rest of your life in prison. Because once you're in, it's tough to get out.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
all
just
that evidence gets lost with time. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be justice, a justice system for everyone, not just for rich people.
We see a lot of people doing that, though. They have to get, really good attorneys and get their self out of trouble.
Yeah, if they can afford it.
And it's really expensive.
And this will be dismissed. I'm sure of that. This is not going to go to trial. This is going to be dismissed. I can't imagine the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office will object to a motion to dismiss at this point. How can they? I don't know what their argument would be for that. But then what? We'll get to that. We'll get to like the ideas about what can happen now if it's too late. They sold the house last week, dude. Sold the house last week. That's crazy. So, I'm just really impressed by the way that she, by herself, took down and exposed a huge conspiracy of people who were determined to destroy her life in order to save their own. And she's going to win. And that's impressive. So,
yeah, Sue says in June of 23, Proctor was assigned a murder in the street in Braintree. He was unalived in the street, and guess what? The house behind the car got searched.
there they are. They were on again, off again, I believe, couple. They've known each other for like 20 years. And he has a niece and a nephew who he adopted from his, I don't know if his sister or his brother, but both parents passed away in a period of 6 months. And so, I mean, that's horrific. He stepped up to the plate. He fought for guardianship. His mother, who I believe he is estranged from or has hardly any relationship with, also applied for custody. He won. And so he is uncle, they call him Uncle John, but he was basically their father at that point. And my understanding is she's kind of like the stepmother, right? They lived in a home in the town of Canton. She owned property in Mansfield that she rented out. So, and I would imagine if she lives there every day, she was, I mean, isn't that like a stepmom, I guess? And it's really sad because the kids believe her to be a killer, and they have no relationship now. And I hope that can be fixed. I don't know how old they are, but anyway, there she is being arrested and charged. She spent a grand total of 2 nights in jail. She is out on bail for $100,000. And the trooper who was in charge of writing up this report was Michael Proctor. And he touted his resume in here. As he says, I'm a Massachusetts State Police officer. Isn't a trooper? And I've been a police officer since 2013. I am presently assigned to the State Police Detective Unit at the Norfolk County DA's office. So I am the State Police Detective Unit. It doesn't say anything about like homicide in here at the Norfolk County District Attorney's office. Like, so how did he get assigned? I've investigated and processed serious and violent crimes, including, so he has done murder before, but I don't know how that works. Anyway, so she's charged with manslaughter, motor vehicle homicide by negligent operation, and leaving the scene of a personal injury. So this is Trooper Proctor. These people just have, I don't know why they do it. They just have this desire to, I don't know if it's to be liked or what, but they also have like no conscience. Like, how do you allow this woman, like, how do they wake up every day knowing that this woman is facing whatever 20 years in prison and is likely to be found guilty? And you know it's not true. You know who killed him. You were there. How do you wake up every day and just go through your life like that? I couldn't do it. They found 11 people in the same place that were willing to do that. 11 people. And I'm sorry, if I'm in a house with friends and one of them kills someone and they're like, family meeting, y'all, we're going to conspire to do something. They're like, oh, you're going to do that. I'm telling the cops what really happened when they asked me about it. So that I'm all set. I didn't kill him. That was stupid. Shouldn't have done that. Oops. Who brought this moron? Couldn't control his temper. So anyway, the charging documents state that 2 Canton officers were dispatched at 6:04 a.m. on January 29th to 34 Fairview Road, where they found 3 females, Karen Reed, Jennifer McCabe, and Carrie Roberts, next to the body of John O'Keefe. Reed was performing CPR at the time. So this is Jennifer McCabe on the right and her sister, Nicole Albert, on the left. Nicole Albert is the wife of Brian Albert, who lived at the house at 34 Fairview Road. The other one's husband.
Why does she look weird? Oh, I get it. Her hair is like super dark in that picture. You see it?
Yeah, when was that supposed to be? And geez, Nicole looks like a totally different person. Brian really aged her.
All that late night butt dialing.
Damn.
Damn.
I mean, I don't want to make fun of people's looks, but
no, I'm not making fun of their looks. They look completely different. Maybe,
yeah, they do.
Maybe a couple years of hiding a secret.
Yeah,
Age
being
pretty
bad
well.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, that might age you pretty well when you hide a secret for a while.
Yeah.
Jennifer, there's so many names in this, dude. I had so many questions last night. Like, it took me 8 hours to write this blog because of the names alone and figuring out who the hell was who and getting pictures and whatever. So she's married to a guy named Matthew McCabe. I'm not entirely sure what Matthew does for work or what his involvement in this is, but it was just weird that of the 2 sisters, the one that seemed most dedicated to making sure that Brian Albert remained not guilty, not arrested, was Jennifer McCabe. Anyway, this whole thing, I'm like wondering about it. I'm like, why is this woman so invested in it? Now, I don't print rumors.
Can we talk about last night's redirect roulette? Oh my God, that was fun. Did that chick not freak out when we got in there? That was crazy. No, don't boost my channel. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, why are you here then?
I don't want people in my channel. Like,
That's fine. We gotta find more like that. We gotta definitely piss people off to.
You can't see what's going on in the lives. You can only see the thumbnail. So
yeah, make your thumbnail worse.
True redirect roulette. And then she kind of figured it out. She was like, "Oh, thank you." That's crazy. She freaked out when we got up in there. She was, "Don't boost my channel." I was
so scared.
But did you see how many subscribers she had?
No.
36,000.
Damn. That's so random.
And there was
I literally was just seeing where we went.
I know there was like 5 people in there. I dropped a couple hundred people in there. No, don't boost my channel. Talk about boost mine then, damn it.
So, but I will say that the rumors going around, I mean, I think I said in the blog, like, do the math. I mean, what do you guys think? Why was Jennifer McCabe so invested in her brother-in-law's, covering up her brother-in-law's crimes? Her sister's husband. Like, what does that seem like to you guys? Genuine question. I mean, that seems to be what a lot of people would assume. No, I mean, that would be the guess. Now, obviously, I don't print rumors. And we'll get to the motive, why this would happen. I don't think there was a motive, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think there was a motive. I think he didn't like him. And we'll get to why that happened in a little bit. And I think it got out of control. And I think Brian Albert jumped in to defend his nephew. And he's a trained MMA fighter. And anybody who knows a dog owner like that, if you have an aggressive German Shepherd, the German Shepherd is going to attack whoever you're attacking. So that's really like 2 against 1 and a beast, at least. That is to assume that Brian Higgins did not get involved in this, or any of the other males there, or Brian Albert Jr. and anyone else there. We'll see. All of this should have been investigated, but none of it was. So as I said, this guy was, this is Brian Albert. He was an MMA fighter, Boston fugitive.
You don't even know if his name was Walter.
It is now.
I'm a firm believer in the fact that his name is probably like Johnny or something. You just didn't remember.
Well, his name is now Walter.
Now it's Walter.
That's it. I always like to give my guys nicknames. They don't deserve real names.
And Burly Kev.
You're an idiot.
12 people that are your peers said no thank you. So yeah, innocent.
Actually 24 technically.
With prejudice. So read them and weep, homeboy.
Apprehension unit. He looks like every cop ever. You know, it reminds me of, like, I think of Breaking Bad. And so this would be like, okay, so if Brian Albert is, even though he looks like Hank, Brian Albert is Walt. He's Walt in this situation, right? And like Skyler covered.
J7, you're right. You are a riot. I'm surprised that you haven't been kicked off of here. Just telling you.
Never.
Not this channel. I'm talking about like YouTube. I would never allow anybody to kick you out of here.
Never.
Mm-mm.
YouTube can't catch on to her. She's only in the chat.
But Marie doesn't. Marie doesn't even like Walt. But in this case, Marie is like banging Walt. I mean, not banging. Maybe that's what people think. Marie is like the more concerned one. It's a weird dynamic that they have going on here, isn't it? Jeez. So anyway, at 11:30 a.m., so this is much midday, Trooper Proctor interviews Jennifer McCabe and her husband, Matthew McCabe. They tell him that they were at the Waterfall Bar in Canton, where Jennifer met up with their friend, John O'Keefe. So again, a little confusing because, you know, you assume 2 Boston cops, they know each other. They don't really know each other, or at least not well. The people who know each other, Jennifer McCabe is friends with John O'Keefe. And Karen Reed is an outsider. She doesn't really know any of these people that well, except through John, who barely knows anybody except for Jennifer to begin with. So they all meet up for drinks. And according to Jennifer, she said that Karen Reed walks into the bar carrying a vodka soda drink and a glass. What kind of bar do you know that lets you bring in an outside drink into the bar? First of all, that's trashy. Okay. You're like a sloppy 19-year-old on a.
Everywhere I've ever been, it is illegal to bring any alcohol into a place that has a license to sell alcohol. Period.
Same here.
So once you get a liquor license, the whole BYOB thing that people do before they get their license, it goes out the window. So
I tried to bring a Monster into an arcade bar once, and they wouldn't let me.
Anywhere licensed to sell things, it's like part of your restrictions. You can't do that. So pretty normal.
They even have it posted normally, no outside food or drink.
And there's usually some big dude outside. You can't bring that in here.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you're like, yes, I can. He's like, no, here, hold on. My mama's on the phone here. Talk to her.
Bark roll on St. Patrick's Day. That's what that sounds like to me.
Exactly, Maryland.
And why? So I don't believe that happened. And Karen Reed denies that happened. So why would you lie about that? Because I think she's trying to paint the bigger picture here that Karen Reed was wasted. That is what they're trying to push here. She was making stupid decisions all night, and this was one of many, and it culminated in the death of John O'Keefe.
Well, we watched those videos, and a lot of us don't believe she drank much of any of those drinks. I saw John fucking with the drink glasses more than I saw Karen drinking.
Right. I mean, like, no one said she seemed drunk at all.
Mm-mm. I mean, we can see her on video. She's not falling down drunk.
No.
Just around talking.
Everybody else looks drunker than her.
Oh yeah. All the Alberts, the Higgies, they're all fucking wasted. But she's just in there chilling, hanging out. And John kind of seems like he may have drank some of those drinks. You know?
Yeah, I think he did. Because, I mean, I remember in trial 1 when they had, was it Bukkake? They had him going over the drinks, how many she's had. And, like, randomly, like, Lally would just add an extra one in. He's like, okay, so that's the 7th and 8th. So now there's 8. It's like, what? First of all, you were only referring to 1 drink. I don't know how it became 2. Like, he added an extra number in there twice. And then he's like, oh, that's 10. Like, no, it's not. Like, you can't even fucking add, Lally.
Oh, he can add. He just won't stop adding. You got to stop at some point.
Exactly.
When everything's done totaling up. Oh, hold on. There's one more. One more. I don't know. She just doesn't seem that. And people, when they're drunk, they're fucking drunk. You see them like Higgy and Brian Albert been drinking all fucking day. And I think that was actually John's second time to drink that day. I think he drank that morning, didn't he? Then he sobered up.
Yeah, I think so. No, yeah, he was pretty much up all night drinking.
Yeah.
Like into the early hours of the morning. But that's, I mean, that's the activity. That's what they do.
That's their daily routine.
So gross.
Daily routine.
So, I don't believe that happened. So these 3 grown adults in their 40s, which go to an after party. Okay. After party. How old? Like after party. That's right. The only one I respect here is Karen Reed because she's like, no, I'm 40-year-old woman. I don't go to after parties. Like, what kind of shit is this? You going to a frat or something? After we're gonna play beer pong with a bunch of kids. That's what it sounds like. It was like Brian Albert Jr.'s birthday or something. So they're gonna go to the after party there around 12:30. And Jennifer got there first, and she said that she witnessed Karen Reed drive up in her black Lexus SUV. And since O'Keefe only knew McCabe in the house, he texted her to make sure she was there, or else that'd be a little bit awkward, wouldn't it? And Jennifer claimed that O'Keefe never entered the house, though. So she texted him hello at 12:45. And then she said she witnessed Karen drive away in her black SUV. Now, so she's claiming that she just assumed that John got back in the car with Karen and left. It's like, so you're making plans to have this guy over, and then you don't, and he comes all the way there. He's like, I'm outside. He just doesn't come inside, and you don't follow up on that. You just assume he went home. So remember, that's an important detail. Remember, Jennifer McCabe believes, according to police, she believes at 12:45 a.m. that John O'Keefe has gone home to bed. That is where she believes John O'Keefe is. Remember that, because that's very important when we come to the Google search. That is what she told police her state of mind is. It conflicts with her behavior, doesn't it? So, so there's that. So Jennifer claimed that the SUV never entered the house, or that O'Keefe never entered the house, so she texted them, blah, 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 blah. Okay. She told Proctor she had assumed that he had gone home. She then received a phone call from a distraught Karen at 4:53 a.m. looking for O'Keefe. So Karen goes home. So people are like, why did she go home? People thought that was strange. Well, she doesn't really know anyone there, and she's a grown-ass woman, and she probably doesn't really like these people. They don't seem like her kind of people. And so she just, I don't feel good. I'm just going to go home. The guy lives 3 miles from there. He can get his own ride home. He'll figure it out, take an Uber, whatever. He'll be fine. No biggie. And so she's waiting for him. She's like, he'll be home in like an hour or two, right? That's what you'd assume, maybe 2 hours. But he doesn't come home. And she's texting him and she's calling him. And by 4:53, now she's worried because this guy would never not come home because he has 2 adopted children there who need him. He's never spent the night like away from them like that. So, I mean, these kids have already lost 2 parents. Now they lost an uncle. Imagine that, how much those kids have suffered. Horrible. So Trooper Proctor, she told Trooper Proctor that she had offered to help Karen look for O'Keefe, along with O'Keefe's friend, Carrie Roberts. And we'll get to the details of that later. Now, the Carrie Roberts thing, I had a lot of questions about because I'm like, so Carrie Roberts was a friend of O'Keefe and I think an acquaintance of Karen Reed. But I don't think she was good friends with, she wasn't at the party, and I don't think she was tight with McCabe. I could get that a little bit confusing there. I think she was tight with, I don't know if she's tight with him, whatever. That's her right there. And that's John O'Keefe. So she's definitely friends with him. So she wants to help out. So Karen's too hysterical to drive at this point, and she's all worried. And so kind of Jennifer kind of quarterbacks the whole thing, and like we'll all go looking together, even though she really doesn't know her that well. And also, why are you awake right now? You've been partying all night. It's 4:50 whatever in the morning. Why are you awake? That we're gonna get to that. And according to Jennifer, she says that during the ride, Karen starts asking and saying, "Could I have hit him? Did I hit him?" Now, when I read this last year, I remember reading this last year and thinking, "Oh man, that's a shitty thing for a friend to do. Implicate another friend like that." But I guess it happened. It's, you know, that's tough. You got to tell the police what your friend did. But as it turns out, they're not friends. She was trying to destroy her life the entire time. So she picks her up. And, you know, why would she ask that? Now, I believe that these people were so effective at that they convinced her that she might have done this. Like, did I? Like, she's asking. She's not saying I did it. She's saying, did I do this? Did I hit him? Could I have hit him? She also told the state police that Karen's SUV had a cracked taillight, which at the time would be true. At that time, it would be true. The two of them then jumped into Carrie Roberts' car and they drove back to 34 Fairview Road. When they got there, Karen immediately noticed O'Keefe's body, but the other two did not. I find this is very important because it had not snowed that much. It had not accumulated. It was snowing out, but it wasn't the kind that stuck. So there was no way that the other two couldn't have noticed his body, but they pretended not to. And that's what makes me wonder about Carrie Roberts. I'm like, so I can understand Jennifer McCabe. She's in on the cover up, but what's the deal with Carrie Roberts? Did she, like, she couldn't see it? But this woman does. And that was by design. Jennifer McCabe was in the car with her because she wanted to control the narrative that would be told to police. She wanted to be there. She wanted to say, oh, we didn't notice the body, but she did. Probably because she killed him. Probably because she knows where she hit him. Probably. Like, this is all design. So the two of them then jumped into Carrie's car and blah, 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 blah. And so she gets off first, immediately starts hysterically crying. She leaves her phone on when it happens. And I guess some of this was recorded. And she starts performing CPR on him. Again, he's bleeding everywhere. I believe, I don't know if we have a time of death for this, but he'd probably been dead for several hours, I'm guessing.
Yeah, J7. I know what you're talking about because I'm watching that. I don't want to say what it's about, but I see what you're talking about.
So Trooper Proctor believed that Karen knew exactly where the body would be because she ran over him, left him there to die. That's what the state police think. That's what they're going to operate on. Now, this is why you shouldn't talk to cop. If you're a suspect in a crime, don't talk to a cop without a lawyer. You don't have to. So why would you? They have their narrative ahead of time. They're not going into this with like an open mind about like, I wonder maybe. And this isn't like a game of Clue and you're trying to figure out if it was Professor Plum in the conservatory, right? This is like, going into it, it was goddamn Colonel Mustard in the kitchen and I'm going to prove it. And I'm not even gonna.
Oh, you're talking about Walter. I thought you were talking about what you were talking about in the other chat that you're in. I see that conversation going on too. The internet is funny.
To consider any other possibilities. And that's what they're trying to do here. So O'Keefe's arm, as I said, had 6 lacerations, eyes swollen shut, and black and blue. Okay, I'm sorry. You obviously do not get that from being lightly backed into it. Oh, I'm dead. 6 cuts on my arm, bleeding out of my face. Okay, covered in vomit. That happens from a light, 3-point turn. A medical examiner said that he had 2 swollen black eyes, a cut on the left side of his nose, a 2-inch laceration in the back of the head, and multiple skull fractures, dude. Skull fractures. So that makes no sense. So there's no possible way these could have happened from Karen nudging him. Carrie Roberts told Trooper Proctor that Karen Reed was drunk and hysterical when she saw her at 5 a.m. and stated that she was so drunk she didn't even remember going there. She repeated the same story as Jennifer, that Karen made statements suggesting that she may have accidentally hit him or got him by a plow. So that's why I'm reading this. I'm like, is Carrie Roberts in on this? I can't tell. At 4:30 p.m., Trooper Proctor claimed that he went to the home, and I broke claimed in all letters there because normally when you read a police report, you believe the police to be telling the truth. But Trooper Proctor is a liar. He is a proven liar, a very deceitful man. So anything he says, I take with a grain of salt. So according to him, he claimed that he went to the home of Karen's parents in Dighton and claimed to have observed Karen's SUV parked in the driveway with a shattered light. Proctor interviewed her, and Karen denied bringing a drink into the waterfall bar. She said that she dropped O'Keefe off at the bar at the party at around 12:15, but left because she didn't know anyone there well. She wasn't feeling sick, and she's a grown-ass woman in her 40s who doesn't go to after parties. So she lived with O'Keefe less than 3 miles away, so getting home wouldn't be a problem, blah, blah, blah. She never saw O'Keefe. So she drops him off, but never sees him go inside the house, and had no idea that she had a broken taillight. And so this is kind of why she believes it. She doesn't know how she got the broken taillight. The Ring camera later shows that she backed into John's car when she went out looking for him. She never saw him going into the house. So she's thinking in her head, maybe I did hit him. Maybe I did. And she's the only person here with a conscience. So she feels bad. So she lived not far away and blah, 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 blah. Okay. Karen attempted to call and text O'Keefe multiple times after dropping him off. But and in one of the messages, I guess she was like, where the fuck are you? Because she's worried. I would do the same. I would be like, dude, because I would be pissed. I would assume that you're alive, right? Because you're angry. You don't think they're dead. You think they're alive, and you're like, dude, you're scaring the fucking shit out of me. Can you answer the phone? What's your fucking problem? It's like that. Like you would get mad if your spouse didn't answer the phone because they're worrying you. She doesn't actually think he's dead. She's mad at him for worrying her. And so that is a perfectly, but that's not, of course, that's not how police go into it. They're like looking for evidence. They have a checklist of shit. Like, have you been in any fights recently? Whatever you do, don't tell them about your most recent fight. It's not going to make you, I know to you, it probably makes you sound like a normal couple. You fought over breakfast or something. That's not what they're going to use it for. They're going to use it to incriminate you. Stop talking to cops without lawyers when you're involved in a death. Don't talk to cops. This is from someone who supports police. Don't talk to cops if you're ever a suspect in a murder without an attorney present. You don't have to, so why would you? Nothing, like you're not going to win them over. You're not going to convince them. They've made up their mind already. So, he would never come home knowing his nephew needed him in the morning. He would always come home. Trooper Proctor asked her leading questions designed to incriminate her. We kind of went over this, the breakfast thing, blah, blah, blah. A Canton firefighter who responded to the scene told Proctor that Karen said to her friend, quote, I hit him several times. So again, mission accomplished for Jennifer McCabe. Her job was to put it in the head of Karen Reed that you did this. And so she's like, did I hit him? Oh my God, I hit him. She's crying. Think of the guilt she had. Think of the guilt. Proctor's report also states that 2 red pieces of a taillight were next to O'Keefe's body, which was the final piece of evidence needed to charge her with manslaughter. Proctor's report also states that there's 2 red pieces of a taillight were near O'Keefe's body, which is the final piece of evidence. And that obviously indicates that she backed into him. And that's all they need to get the manslaughter charge. Except in the original report, it never stated what time the glass was found. This document above is slightly altered. This is weird. There's 2 different versions of this report. This is the altered one. The original one contained this picture. And I mean, look at the snow here. How many inches of snow is this? How many inches of snow? 2, 3 inches? It was one of those like nasty snowstorms where snow just blew everywhere and it's cold as balls, but it didn't really stick. It was like icy, like the worst kind. And there is no way that Jennifer McCabe would not see a body there. How could she not see a body? Makes no sense. None. But Trooper Proctor never once mentioned that he was close personal friends with McCabe and the Albert family, which is a very prominent name in Canton. I
just never mentioned it. And then tried to act like he didn't know him. It's like, isn't this you in the wedding photos?
Yeah.
And
like,
family photos and
yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah, but we didn't really talk to each other at the wedding.
Yeah. They can just babysit my kids.
Yeah.
Not close at all.
Just know him. We don't really know him. Just know him a little bit. Just a little bit. Not enough for it to be like
just forgot to mention
my non-investigation.
Right.
So,
I completely forgot I even knew.
I wasn't planning on investigating anyway, so shouldn't be any problems. Should be just fine.
Yeah, they're supposed to just arrest her, and everyone was supposed to accept that. What's wrong with you people?
Well, that's because people take plea deals. They get in there, they get scared, they take a plea deal.
Yeah, because they can't afford anything else.
It's pretty sad.
Been told that there has been a deleting spree. in the last 24 hours, which is remarkable because all of these accusations that I went over and all of these pictures that we're going to look at were mentioned in September 2022 court filings. They had to have known about them and they kept the images up. But then Turtleboy comes along and I write about it. And the next thing you know, everyone erases themselves from the internet. This blog today, we are going to get 250,000 page views today. That's what we're on page 4 right now. 250,000 page views. So I guess that was all it took. But again, I'm not a court of law. I'm just a blogger. I'm a journalist, an award-winning one, but still I'm a journalist. I'm not a judge. You would think that the court filings being out there would be reason enough to remove these images, but they're so cocky that they stayed up. They stayed up. So these images were on Trooper Proctor's sister's Facebook page. And this girl in the pink is Jennifer McCabe's kid. So he has a close relationship, we can assume, with Jennifer McCabe, whose story was taken at face value. That's Proctor's sister. In the back there, I believe, is Chris Albert. Chris Albert is a selectman, a recently elected selectman in the town of Canton. It's unknown if Chris Albert was at the if Chris Albert was at the party. We don't know because the geofence stuff has been obstructed by Proctor. We don't know if Chris Albert was one of the people in that house on that, so we have to operate in the assumption that he was not. But Chris Albert lives at 7 Meadows Avenue in Canton, 2 doors down from John O'Keefe, who lives at 1 Meadows Ave. His son, Colin Albert, was an 18-year-old senior at Canton High School at the time of the incident, and he definitely was in the house that night. And he's a big kid. He's a real meathead. There he is right there. And there's his 2 brothers. I think he's the middle child. And there's his old man, Chris Albert. Now, Colin was a star football player. He has since taken down his Facebook or his Twitter account. Let's see if Canton High School is taken down there still. Let's see. And it's gone. It's gone. Yeah. So that picture's gone. So Colin Albert it was the star football player and captain for the high school team. I believe it's BSU. That would probably be Bridgewater, I'm guessing. But don't hold me to that. Real meathead. Real meathead. Every picture of him. He actually had a tweet up about this, how like every picture of him has the middle finger up. Real hardo, this kid. Real hardo. And he's like your prototypical throwback, 90s bro jack, it seems, captain of the football team. Learning's like wicked gay dude. Like doesn't have like time for that. He said Shakespeare was a huge loser. That was his take on Shakespeare. Shakespeare was probably a loser. Probably got a lot more chicks than you did, my dude. Just saying. Anyway, there he is drinking Dylan Mulvaney Light. And here he is at the prom.
All right, ready? So these are all my friends. And yeah, we're just having a fun time at senior prom. Go Dogs.
Okay. So there he is with Boston Police Sergeant Brian Albert, his uncle. Now, his other uncle, Kevin Albert, is also a Canton police officer. And Chris was recently, as I mentioned, elected to the Board of Selectmen. This picture is from Uncle Tim Albert's Facebook. Uncle Tim appears to be the loser of the family who gets by on the name while contributing nothing to the legend of it. Okay. I'll check those donors in a second. The man in the middle, as I said, is Tim Albert, blah, blah, blah. So Trooper Proctor's family knew Colin Albert since he was a little boy. So this is the profile picture. That is Colin Albert right there. So the trooper investigating this has known Colin Albert since he was a little kid. You don't think he's going to be protective of him over that? There they are. This is her wedding. He appears to have been some sort of, I don't know if he was like what do they call the boy? The ring bearer? It looks like he's the ring bearer, I'm guessing. Why else would he be in this picture? And there's Proctor over there. Yikes. Not once did it ever occur to Proctor that, hey, maybe I should tell them that I know these people really well. They're not acquaintances. Like, dude, you're at their weddings. You go to family events where cake is served. If you're going to a cake event, you're a close person to them. And he also felt, this is a well-connected family that he is in charge of investigating, and he's already reached his conclusion because the only person he doesn't know is Karen Reed. So she can burn for all he cares. And he's in possession of all the evidence related to this crime by himself. Somehow he just gets it all. I don't know if any other troopers were around when he took her car, but he decided that, the only person really going to be investigated here is Karen Reed. So how about this picture? Colin Albert likes to get in fights and boast about it. So I wasn't sure of the exact date of this because I don't really understand how VSCO works. I guess it's what all the kids are doing these days. And this picture was posted on Colin Albert's VSCO account not long after John O'Keefe was killed. And as you can see there, his knuckles. Look at those things. Screwed. Now, what if I told you that this picture was taken on February 26th? Would that change anything? February 26th, this image was taken. That would be 4 weeks almost, or maybe exactly 4 weeks after John O'Keefe was killed. Those cuts right there, I mean, I can tell you, like, I don't think anyone would debate those cuts right there come from punching something or someone and bleeding everywhere. However, it looks like the cuts are so fresh and the scabs are so fresh that I can't imagine those could have come from hitting John O'Keefe, right? I mean, that would be pretty brazen if he did that. But it also indicates he punched something. So apparently this kid just goes around punching things he doesn't like. Let's see, those are healing cuts. Could be brass knuckle. He doesn't seem like a brass knuckle guy. Has anyone Googled if his knuckles would look like? No, I have not. I'd be curious to know the answer to that. He's not playing football in February. It's not gonna be football. So anyway, 4 weeks is a wicked long time. Still show any kind of damage though, unless he just goes around getting in fights. I mean, that's what I picture. I'm like, if that's not from John O'Keefe, it's from something. Like I could picture this guy like smashing 5 natty lights and then like punching a wall. He's mad because his girl don't call him back. He didn't text me back. Fucking pissed, bro. Boom! Watch him punch this wall. I could picture that happening. But scabs get itchy too. Yeah, that could happen. So those are big scars though. That's like hard to miss. None of this was made public. The Norfolk County DA's office hasn't sent a mountain of exculpatory evidence to Karen Reed's defense attorney until recently. This evidence proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that she had nothing to do with his death, but someone did. Okay, and I think the ones that we know are implicated in the death, or we can assume, are Brian Albert's dog, Colin Albert, and obviously Jennifer McCabe didn't kill him, but she was quarterbacking the cover-up, wasn't she? So they all decided to frame her afterwards. Now, let's think about this for a moment. Okay, imagine yourself in a home. This is what I believe happened and what most people believe happened. A lot of people are saying, what is the motive here? Well, then the Colin Albert is a neighbor of John O'Keefe. And from what people tell me, my sources tell me, he was a huge dick. And he would throw shit on his lawn, yell at him, which is insane. Like, who goes around as an 18-year-old picking fights with the neighbor, especially a neighbor who's a cop? I don't know what John O'Keefe's personality was like. If he was combative too, if he fought back, I don't know. But they didn't like each other, at least. But that's just weird, don't you think? Like, normally 18-year-olds have beef with other 18-year-olds, not grown-ass men who live down the street. That's weird. So, but he didn't like him. And so John O'Keefe went into that house. That we know. He went into that house. And how do we know that? Because of his phone. Duh. His phone pinged. Now, his phone pinged going up 3 flights of stairs, or 2 flights of stairs to the 3rd floor. You can't do that in a car. You can't go up 2 flights of stairs in a car. So if the location was off by a few feet and, okay, he was actually in the driveway. Well, he didn't, hover. He had to go walk upstairs to do that. Now, I'm wondering, I'm like, so this guy gets to the party and he's like, can I get the grand tour? Can you show me the 3rd floor, sir? I find that hard to believe. So what's my theory in this? I think he was chased. I think a fight broke out and I think he ran away and they tracked him down and beat the shit out of him. That's what I think happened. Because who goes to the 3rd floor in a house that you don't even really know them? Seriously. That makes no... So the mere fact that we know undoubtedly, that John O'Keefe stepped foot in that house immediately proves that Jennifer McCabe is lying. That's the like immediately proves she's a liar. Nothing she says from that point on can be trusted because you lied about the most important thing, that he came into the house and you said he didn't come into the house. You lied about that. Why'd you lie about that? Because you wanted to blame it all on Karen Reed. That's all it came down to. So the guy goes into the house, and someone just sent me a message about this. What's this one? Oh God. Okay. Somebody's saying that
Next Witness had another good live. That was good. She dropped her chat in here. I appreciate that. Of course, she dropped 500 people, Mary B. Only 20 decided to come over here. 480 people decided, no, thank you.
480 people said, fuck that.
Yep. Roughly.
No. All right. Well, maybe they'll come back.
No, they're not going to come back. They wouldn't even come then.
Well, maybe they had to go to the bathroom or get something to eat.
Toaster was on.
Yeah,
Might have
exactly.
had some microwave on or something.
Of course, you just got to look around the house real quick and then come on back to live.
Next time, just drop them in Jess Machado. At least they'll go there. Everybody take the ride.
Womp, womp.
I know, that was bad.
Danny Downer.
I'm going to have to put my hat on for this.
Colin Albert was seen by peers at school on January 30th and was not seemingly different in behavior following the incident. Keep that in mind as well. Yeah, I will keep that in mind. You know what that indicates? That he's a psychopath. The fact that he could go to school the next day and be normal indicates to me that he's a psychopath. That's what that means. Nothing to me. Nothing. Even if he didn't kill him, he was at a house where he saw a dead body. Actually, presumably, right? He was at a house where somebody died and he just wasn't affected at all. I see why they would suspect him, but a typical high school kid, you can assume, would be going crazy covering up the murder. I don't think you understand how the mind of a psychopath works, sir. That's just my opinion. So anyway, my theory is he goes into the house and immediately Chris Albert starts talking shit to him. He's like, fuck you, you fucking, you don't want me, you're yelling at me for speeding down the street or something. Who knows what he yelled at him for? And John O'Keefe is like, yeah, you're a fucking asshole, maybe. And I think that, Albert is big. He's strong for an 18-year-old. And I think he started hitting him. And I'm sure it hurts when he hits you. And I think that Brian Albert jumped in because he's going to side with his nephew, who he's very close to, and he doesn't really know O'Keefe that well. And in doing that, the dog gets jumped in. And I think happened is when he walked in, immediately he's confrontational with him. A fight ensues. I think he's dead within 10 minutes. That's my guess. And I think he's dead by 12:55. That's my guess. And the dog chewed him up. And I think that they just hit him so much. I mean, who expects someone to die from a fight? You know, a lot of people begin fights. You don't expect the other person to die. But again, Brian Albert possessed the ability to kill you with his hands because he is a trained fighter. And according to sources, Colin used to trespass on John's property all the time. Colin's parents egged John on about these confrontations too. I mean, it just seems like bad neighbors didn't like each other. And the son was just the dickhead. I mean, I got taken to court by a 16-year-old 2 weeks ago. A brat. You know, so I know what teenagers are capable of doing when they're in peak dickhead mode, which this guy seems to always be in. But I think that in my opinion, my theory is that he definitely died in the house. And I think they did not, there's no way that they intended to kill him. If you're not going to do a premeditated murder with all these people in the house. Like,
it is cool to watch the different level of knowledge he has about the case from 2 years ago. Like, you know, this is kind of early on for him. And then the way he describes stuff today, like he knows every name, he knows all the times, he knows just every player, every character, all their parts.
Yeah, there's no like, oh, I think this or I'll check that. And I mean, everybody knows so much more than 2 years ago because half the shit that was even out, you know, like you couldn't have said that there's a friggin' x-ray of the arm at this point or that there's a video of the Sally port or so many things.
Redacted. I don't know if he's gotten any info on his channel yet. So hopefully soon he'll let us know something. He's been posting all day, so his channel's there. His ability to live stream is the only thing that was taken.
Yeah, Andy talked to Runkle, so Runkle always knows what to do.
Yeah, Mimi, it's hot in Mississippi already.
Always.
Yeah, it'd be nice if I could just griff like Jess Machado and stay home in the air conditioner all day. That would be fucking sick. Yeah, but I can't do that. Gotta get my ass up, go to work tomorrow.
Maybe someday.
Maybe not someday.
Come on, you have to manifest.
I know, but I would feel weird if I sat here all day. Anyways,
It does feel weird, I will tell you that.
yeah.
But you
Prob-
get used to it.
Yeah, I guess you could get used to it. Being in the AC, while the sun blazes outside at 1,000 degrees in Mississippi.
I could never live in the South.
It's
Yeah,
always hot.
fuck that.
When you're working on windows, all these new windows are gas charged in between them, keep them more insulated. So a lot of most of the heat's reflected back outside where you're working. So it's 95 outside. It's about 120 on the window if you're on it working. So it's
Son of
hot.
a bitch.
Gets hot quick,
Mm-hmm.
which is about 90 today. So here we go.
Yay.
Yay.
Let's invite you over and you guys can all watch us do this ritual killing. Yeah, that'll be fun. Then we'll clean up and we'll call it a day. That's not going to happen. So this was a surprise. All of a sudden, in the home of a Boston police officer is a dead body, also of a Boston police officer. What do you do in that situation when you're these people? There in that house, by my count, was still, you had Brian Albert Jr., Caitlin Albert, Brian Albert, Nicole Albert, Jennifer McCabe, Matthew McCabe. You had the Nagel girl, her friend. You had, I forgot the friend's name. You also had Brian Higgins, ATF agent, who has an office in the Canton Police Department, O'Keefe, and a few others. Okay. So what do you do in that situation if you guys were in there? Like, what do you do? I mean, this was unexpected. All of a sudden, there's a dead body in your house. So what do you do? Well, Brian Albert, I think, would be the most, and Brian Albert and Brian Higgins would be the two most equipped to know what to do here, because at least Brian Albert's probably done some homicides and he knows how the investigations work. And immediately they're going to come up with a plan. Now, there had to be some sort of threat involved here, because how do you get 11 people to keep their mouth shut about a homicide that they just witnessed? Fear is the only thing. Now, I understand it was family, but not everyone was family. The Nagel girl was not family. How'd they shut her up? How'd they shut her friend up? Or did they? Were they the leaks? Were they the ones that spoke with Canton police officers? And then Canton police officers anonymously told defense attorneys? We don't know. But there had to be some sort of come to Jesus moment there where Brian Albert and probably Brian Higgins made it clear everyone here is to shut the fuck up forever, and we will take care of you. If you don't, we're all going down. So they got a dead body on their hands there. They can't make this thing disappear.
Shut up about it. That's the best thing they could have gotten people to do. Don't bring it up. But she hired the wrong attorneys for that.
Yeah, and the FBI got involved.
Yep. Yeah, that FBI drop really put a kink in their little plan.
They're like, damn.
Yep.
FBI's here. We're fucked. Let me call everybody.
What do you think Proctor was thinking when they fucking were like, we got a warrant for your phone?
Probably
Ooh.
shit his pants.
Ooh. He probably shit his pants every day since.
Yeah.
I wonder what was in there that we didn't find out about.
I hope we will.
Yeah, I hope we will soon.
They can't chop him up or anything because Karen Reed knows that he's there. She's going to want to know, like, you can't. So they have to do something. And they're like, it must have clicked with them. Blame her. She was drunk, right? Here's what we're going to say. And he put Jennifer McCabe in charge of getting close to her, of going, and you're going to go and you're going to help her with the search. You're not going to leave her. You're going to be with her when she discovers the body. She's going to discover the body, not you. She's going to discover the body. And where did she do the 3-point turn? That's where we're going to put the body. And sources tell me that they believe that Brian Higgins was involved in moving that body out of there. That's what sort of my very, very reliable sources on this case are telling me, that he was involved in moving the body and placing it there. So by 1:30, less than an hour after John O'Keefe went in the house, everyone's gone. The party's over. What kind of after party lasts 45 minutes? They all.
Mary B, what you smoking on?
Let's see, what's this here? I don't want this one. I think this one was Valley Vixen.
Guess what mine's called? You'll never guess it, so I'm just going to tell you.
Okay.
Dog food. Dog food.
Ew.
I had to get it. I was like, why would you name it that?
I mean, tell me what you think about it.
It's really good.
Oh, yeah?
In no way does it resemble dog food.
You know, I actually learned something like the other day. So I was smoking I had 2 strains. I had the Valley Vixen and some more of that hypothermia. The hypothermia like clears up like sinus. Like if your sinuses are blocked. This one cleared them up. This one didn't. Like I'd take a hit of this one and they'd get cleared up, but I'd take a hit of this one and they didn't. It's like they do different things.
Calzip says, some dog food smells pretty good.
I'm just gonna say. All right, we are not judging.
You got me with that one.
We listen, but we don't judge.
I'll just leave.
I didn't expect
They're gone. And they all go their separate ways. Why would you do that if there was not like a buzzkill, like a murder that happened there? Why would everyone just leave? That makes no sense. So that's what freaks me out, is that there must have been some sort of meeting immediately afterwards. And that they all came to the agreement, all of them, that were like, she's expendable, because who the fuck is she? We don't really know her. Everyone here knows each other for a long time. We're family. We're part of this community. We don't know her. She probably sucks anyway. I guarantee they were trying to justify it. They're probably being like, she's uppity. She thinks she's too good for us anyway. She couldn't even come here. You know, John didn't even like her. I'm sure they were saying shit like that. Because they would have to rationalize harming this woman, because that is exactly what they were going to do, is harm this woman. So, unfortunately for them, Karen Reed is an extremely intelligent and well-resourced woman who can afford world-class representation. Her attorneys filed a motion demanding forensic audit.
It's crazy. All they had to say to each other is, the guy never came in the house.
Yeah. They probably had them all hypnotized.
Well, even Whiffen told us that his phone was headed that way.
Yeah, it's weird.
At the Asian house. They're at the Asian house looking around.
Yeah, it can't be fucking more than 20 good steps to get from the street to the door. So if it's enough for him, if it's enough of motion for it to pick up, he's going towards the house. You know how it kind of lags behind. He's probably farther than the phone tracking thing was. So he probably was way too far away from the fucking road for her to hit him without leaving tracks in the yard. Because tracks in the yard, we wouldn't be sitting here.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Of Jennifer McCabe and Brian Albert's cell phones for all communications before and after the death. When they received the information last week, they got this information. They've been looking for this for a long time. They finally got it. Picture the jaw drop moment when her attorney and her read these messages. Picture the light bulb moment of elation that they had when.
Yeah, so it can't track your exact location. It tracks where you were. And depending on what satellite is, there's always lag. There's lag in this. Like when I'm talking, there's probably a 3.5 second lag from the time you hear it. So anytime satellite GPS shit's tracking, you can watch it sometimes, you'll see that it's always a little bit behind you because it tracks where you were, not where you are. Unless you stop for a while. Maybe it'll be accurate then, but if you're in motion, it's always going to be behind
We
you.
saw these messages that they withheld these for over a year. As I said, he's a highly trained fighter, blah, blah, blah. Oh, actually, we'll get to what the message. Oh, it said, how long to die in cold? At 2:27, she Googled that. We're going to go over the timeline for that in a moment. Now, this guy lives across the street, Tom Kelleher. I don't know if he's the new chief now, but the other guy, the guy that showed up at the scene of the crime miraculously and found some shards of glass, he recently retired too. I didn't even put that in the story. I found that afterwards. He recently retired too. So this guy, the deputy, lives across the street. And that's his home right there. And across the street, where I circled over here, is the home of Brian Albert. There's no trees here. He's got a Ring camera in his door. Dude, a Ring camera is going to catch this. It's going to catch this. It's definitely going to catch sound. There is a lot of movement there. A body is dumped there. It's going to catch that. Anyone who has a Ring camera knows that.
But does it really, though? It needs to be activated. Those cameras are not just recording 24/7. They activate, they record for however long the program is told to record.
Well,
then-
they record when there's movement,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Movement.
Exactly.
So,
So that's there was nothing on the camera from that time because there was no movement at that time.
yeah, or it's set to be not sensitive enough to turn on every time a car passes by.
Right. Because that would be annoying.
Right. So you'd have 1,000 2-minute clips because people are driving by your house all day.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's eating up all your storage. And so you just lower the intensity on it so that people have to like get into the yard or up to the steps before it activates.
Right.
And then once it activates, you're probably going to get whatever it gets. And then once it goes, the activity goes dormant for 5 seconds, it goes back off.
Tells police, I'm told. I don't have nothing suspicious on there. And they trust him because he's a cop. He's a cop. So, of course, they trust him. It was not subpoenaed. So, Jennifer McCabe searched how long to die in cold and then deleted all communications between herself and Albert. Deleted it all. But when you do that, you know, it's forever. Like there's a digital trail. They're going to get it. But she, you know, figured that she was good. And she took calculated steps.
Exactly. So a lot of the software, not that it has like facial recognition software, but it can tell like a human walking and a car driving by. So there's lots of settings in those in the softwares for those cameras. So depending on how you have it set.
Some fancy ass shit.
It's really not. I've got a set and it only costs $40. It's 2 of them. You can go in there and tell it how intense or what type of motion you want. Like, do you want a video every time a cat runs by in the road? Or do you want it to only record when it sees people? So
Listen, I remember when you used to have to put a cassette in there. So
Mary B, this dragnet.
pretty fancy.
You got a guy out there just drawing pictures. Speed sketcher. I'm like, hold on. Let me look at you again. Okay.
Yeah, that guy's expensive.
You can go.
To make sure that this was all covered up. And this is the attorney's paperwork that he filed in court. Again, this is his theory about what happened. So this is not, we don't know this as a beyond, like, you know, definitively. But this is what made sense to him. And it's what makes sense to me too. And I think to a lot of people. So, questions here. If Jennifer McCabe did not think that it was unusual for John O'Keefe to leave like he did, remember, she's like, he showed up and then he just left. Then why did she stay up until 5 a.m. awaiting Karen Reed's phone call about O'Keefe being missing? That's a big one. Remember, she told police that she assumed that he went home to bed. Why would she think anything was wrong? Why would she think anything is wrong? Why would she wait up? What on earth is she worried about if she thinks he's home sleeping? That makes no sense. If she had nothing to hide, then why is she destroying all these communications? Why is she more committed to protecting Brian? I got to change that. Brian. It's supposed to say Brian Albert. Brian Roberts was the old second baseman for the Orioles. Than her sister Nicole, who was married to Brian, who isn't mentioned in any of this shit for some reason. After O'Keefe got to Albert's home, he began texting McCabe to make sure that she was there. Alex Bolio sends $1, says for Vok here. Photo of his knuckles is from February 4th. February 4th? How do you know that, Mr. Bolio? That picture is February 4th, and they can get metadata on that picture, which they would. That, ladies and gentlemen, if that's true, that changes everything. That is like, holy shit. If that is February 4th, that would be less than a week afterwards, wouldn't it? That would be crazy. Let me read a couple of turtle chats here. Shayna sends $20 and says, what you do is important, and I truly believe someday you'll get the recognition and platform you deserve. Well, thank you very much. And you know what, Shayna? Even if I'll just build my own damn platform if I don't have to. So thank you. Paul sends $10. He says Turtleboy is the #1 news in New England. Destroy this group of scum. Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Dan sends $25. Says, I want to take this lecture. I see what he's saying here. I want to take this opportunity to lecture you on the importance of owning and training a firearm. Just kidding, man. Seriously, man. Thank you for what you do. I'm a huge fan and supporter. Thank you. I had a little tweet rage about that. I'm so sick of people telling me to get my LTC and get a gun. Like, I get it. I don't like guns. I'm not afraid of guns. I got my rifle shooting merit badge in the Scouts. I'm actually really good with the rifle, but I like leaving my rifle at the range. I don't want a gun in my house, man. I don't like him. I don't feel comfortable with a gun in my house. I leave shit lying around, man. I can never find the remote ever. I never know where the remote is ever, or my cell phone.
That's so relatable.
The remote's not loaded. You know
I
what
know, but still, like, that's why you don't want something like that in your possession. I totally
if you
get
don't feel
that.
like you can be responsible with a gun just sitting around in your house, then don't fucking have one. He's right.
That's what he's saying.
Yep. I mean, you could need one at any time and have 1,000 guns and not have one on you.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. I'd rather just take my chances with that one.
You'd think there'd be a lot of people down here with the open carry law, like you can just openly carry down here if you want to. You would think there'd be a lot of people doing that, but it's only one every now and then, and everybody's like staring at them. All crazy.
Yeah. I feel like it's like not as popular as it seems. I don't know.
It's a good way to escalate a situation. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
A really good way. Like if you catch yourself in a scary situation, you don't know if something was going to happen or it may not have happened, or once you let loose your weapon, it's happening.
Yeah, like what's it going to be? A gunfight? Like I'm not going to win that. I'd rather just
wins.
not.
Nobody wins
that words, you know.
Yeah. But lots of people got some now.
I always have to call it with my other phone. I don't like guns. So it's just a personal choice. And I think like the right to, I believe in the right to own a gun. I'm a Second Amendment supporter. I'm also a supporter of the right not to own a gun. I think that's an important right that often gets overlooked with the, the gun diehards. They're like, oh, you don't own a gun? No, I don't want one. Can you give me, I got way more threats than you do, and I still don't want
one. What?
I hear that.
Who are you talking to? Turtleboy or chat?
Turtleboy.
Oh, I'm confused.
One. So how about that? Okay, that's just my personal choice. So there we go.
Right.
Anyway, another dono here from so I appreciate that, Dan. Kathleen sends $25 and says, "Great job, Dr. Turtleboy." Thank you. Appreciate that. I like the doctor. Anita Buffwitchian. Okay. All the chicks with no gag reflexes, holler at your boy. 71. Okay, I'm not gonna read. Okay, I'm not gonna read that. I can't dox that phone number, but okay. At least for $5 I can. Fubar sends $50, says rock on. We live in a corrupt world. Stay safe. Thank you, Fubar.
Um,
And Marcus sends $25. Says you do great work. I appreciate that, Marcus. If anyone else would like to donate, my Cash App is $ Uncle Turtleboy, and
Yeah.
the link at the top is for Turtle Chat. You can donate whatever you want, and you can do that. Was this confirmed with her cell phone records? If not, further proves he was already. Yeah, we'll get to some of that. Okay. So let's go back to the.
Yeah, that's a good reason to not to have guns in your house, because underdeveloped brains don't grasp the concept of how much life's left. You know what I mean? And you're experiencing a temporary problem, and you're going to apply a permanent solution. So,
Dude, I just learned to like be careful with shit like a month ago now. That's the first time I ever like learned that I can get hurt. It takes a long time.
oh yeah, just run outside. Everybody watches sports and soccer and football and shit, and they're like, oh, there ain't nothing to it. Run outside and just dive on the ground.
Yeah. It's like
Run out there as fast as you can run, which isn't going to be very fast. You can't run as fast as you used to, because you haven't ran in a long time. So you're probably going to fall anyways. So just go outside and get you a good 10-yard sprint and just dive on the ground.
yeah, make it good.
Yeah. Then ask yourself the next day if all of those sports look that easy.
Yeah, it's
Because the earth is hard, Mary B.
it is.
Falling down on it hurts.
Like it does, dude.
Yeah.
I've had like a really hard life now. I don't think you understand.
So you can get hurt.
I
A
can't.
lot of people get hurt at shooting ranges. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I had a sheriff that worked for me detailing the bar for a long time, and I just like handpicked people, and they worked with me through the whole thing. And he was a firearms instructor, but he had also shot himself in the leg, getting his gun out of his holster like Barney Fife.
Yeah, like that's something I would totally do.
Yeah.
I just don't want that chance.
Yeah.
You know?
Problem is that thing, it has no forgiveness. Once it's lit, it's lit. But it is good to know how to use them, though.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to use them, go to a local range. Let somebody show you how to use them. Get used to it. My wife, she can shoot. Not because I've been with her to shoot, but she can shoot. My son is like he was in the Army before he got medically released. He's like the sharpshooter. So he grew up like hunting with my dad and stuff. And then you do not want to fuck with that kid shooting a gun.
Yeah.
And that's all I know.
I'm not going to be like I can't even play video games, dude. Like my coordination is not awesome.
Well, so. In his boot camp, he was sharpshooter. So, and he still shoots and stuff like that. Still, he likes.
I feel like that just means you're good at like you're good at like concentration and you have good vision. Like I think that's a number of good traits.
Probably poor hearing. Yeah. I'm in Mississippi. I grew up hunting. I remember dove hunting one day and shooting so many fucking rounds out of a 12 gauge. I couldn't hear shit for 2 weeks. But hunting happens really early in the morning. It's always hot here. It's never cold during any kind of hunting season. And you don't even want to know about the snakes here.
Oh no, I don't.
Big giant moths and rattlesnakes, and it's just like I'm not mad enough at anything, nor does anything taste good enough for me to go out here and fuck with these snakes because they're everywhere. They're bad.
I'm sure they're cute. You should just name them.
Cute. Come on down here, Mary B. Let me show you one of these cute guys. You just go online and look at them. They're not cute. And a lot of them, like right now, it's turkey season. A lot of those idiots, like MAGA Dog, who's in here, will go and sit at the base of a tree in springtime when snakes are coming out. And you get a lot of videos right now of snakes crawling over people and shit. It's like, no, thank you.
Oh,
Hurt that.
No, that doesn't happen around here.
You're lucky then.
So after O'Keefe got to Albert's home, he began texting McCabe to make sure that she was there, since she was the only person he knew. When he entered, he was surprised to see 18-year-old Colin Albert. He did not know Colin Albert was going to be there. I'm sure it was unpleasant seeing him there. At some point, punches were thrown. Our sources believe that Brian Albert joined in on the beating, alarming the German Shepherd, and immediately began tearing into him. Now, the dog, which was 6 years old, the dog's name was Chloe. It was the family dog. They just got rid of the dog. They just got rid of it. They rehomed it. They didn't like put it in the woods and say, you know, you're a wolf now. But they rehomed the dog. Who does that with a 6-year-old healthy dog? Who does that? Well, the dog is evidence now, is it not? The dog is evidence. Because I suppose that they would be able to tie those lacerations on his arm to the dog, wouldn't they? So that's interesting. He also sold his goddamn house once the heat started coming on here. Put his house on the market. We'll get to that. That's pretty shady. Okay. Definitely in the house that night were Brian Albert, Nicole Albert, Brian Albert Jr., Caitlin Albert, Jennifer and Matthew McCabe 6, Julie Nagel, Sarah Levinson, Brian Higgins. Oh, that only means 9. That's only 9. Why did I think it was 11? O'Keefe would have made 10 at minimum, I guess. So this right here is Higgins, the ATF agent. He's a former firefighter, I believe, with O'Keefe. One witness. So that means that all of them witnesses the murder or are aware of it and have said nothing. Most of them, to my knowledge, were not questioned by Trooper Proctor. I mean, don't you think that's crazy?
What'd you say? Sorry.
I said Higgins. He takes a terrible picture. See how, like, he's got his arm in front of his face and he's like way back here. Like, what are you doing? You're obviously looking at the camera. You know there's a camera there. Like, what is that fucking thing? Anyway.
Right.
That he didn't even consider any other like after you see the body, and that's how you know Proctor's a piece of shit and a corrupt asshole, is because he's not stupid. He sees the body, he sees the bite marks, and he sees the skull fractures. He's like, this doesn't come backing over you during a 3-point. No, it's not going to happen. He knows that something else happened here, and he did not pursue it at all. That the actual crime scene was never once searched. That house is probably covered in John O'Keefe's DNA. It's probably everywhere. It's probably got blood everywhere. You cannot get rid of blood. It's invisible. You'll never get rid of it. Everyone gets caught with blood when they kill someone inside of a home. You can't get rid of it. There's going to be DNA everywhere, and there's going to be no explanation for why he was ever in there because he's never been there before. That alone, it's like, dude. And they did not even search it. They never searched the goddamn murder scene. They're like, yeah, she did it. It was all her. Okay. One witness named Ryan Nagel, who was the only person that Proctor spoke to who was not related to this clan of people. He goes there to pick up his sister Julie, who ends up staying there, which I thought was a little weird, but I guess I don't know. Like, you could, it's like, hey, if I go to pick up my sister at a house, and then she's like, nah, I'm just gonna stay. But like, bitch, I could be sleeping right now. Why'd I come pick you up then? But I guess people change their mind. I guess it's not that weird. So he was the only witness who had no familiar ties and no reason to frame Karen Reed. He was the only witness that said that Karen Reed dropped off O'Keefe and that he did not see any damage to her vehicle. He heard no screams. He did not see any bodies on the ground. And he did not see her operating the vehicle erratically. He saw her sitting with her hands at 10 and 2. And that he witnessed Karen Reed alone. This directly conflicts.
Oh, God.
It's funny, though, like the details, like back before you knew more and like it became too much information that you had to like let little pieces of information go out so you could hold all this information. Like little things like.
Yeah, but this is the information that's always been the same because nobody has the answer to it.
Right.
How did he pull up right there behind her car and not see him right there in the yard?
Right.
It wouldn't have been covered with anything. He'd only been in there 30 seconds.
He looked and he could say what he saw, and like he didn't see anything. He described everything the way it was, and he didn't see anything that they were looking for.
So what did he get? He got out of the car. He headed towards the house. Says whiffing, and then he was abducted by aliens right in the middle of the yard.
It's possible. Or a pack of wolves. Didn't Brennan start to make that theory? It could have been a pack of wolves that.
No, everybody was sitting there. He got attacked by a pack of wolves, and then the Nagels pull up, and he's still being attacked by wolves. And the Nagel
Wolves
sister
are quiet hunters. They're
and they
quiet
have PB&Js, and
you don't see them do it.
the whole time you've got
They're werewolves. They
werewolf.
disappear.
Well, werewolves aren't in a pack, you know.
Yeah,
That
they are.
No, they're not. They don't run.
They have, like, kind of.
They may have like a coven or something, but they don't. Some of those newer movies, not good werewolf stuff. You remember the Silver Bullet? That's a werewolf. Not this new shit where they have the army of. No, they're not. No.
Like Twilight.
Yeah, no, not those guys.
That's the only ones I know about.
Bullet era, you know, American Werewolf. There's no pack.
Lubin, do you have any input?
Well, I mean, there's a couple of things. The lore says that if a werewolf were to attack, then somebody would be turning into a werewolf. So, probably not.
No.
So that theory's kind of gone. It wasn't a werewolf.
Yeah.
Something happened right then. Did he just run around the house to hide or something?
Do you think Sporty Bello took those things into consideration? Because isn't she supposed to test every single possible situation?
I don't know.
I think that's what
He wasn't in the car when Nagel pulled up behind him. And he wasn't drinking, was he? He was sober.
Somebody in the car was sober. The driver. Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky was sober.
Right.
Nagel's in the I mean, he's right there.
Wow.
He's in the passenger.
Right
there. Anybody would have been like, damn, there's John in the yard. What's he doing?
Yeah. Why is there a person there?
Why is there taillight everywhere?
It exploded. How did that happen?
It would have been broken whenever he pulled it up.
Yeah.
And the light would have been coming through without diffusing in the glass, and he'd have been like, damn, your shit's broke.
Yeah. I definitely don't think he would have said
With
like
Brian Albert and
anything.
I don't know.
Laleen, you're such a narc.
That'll keep never.
Yeah. Well, something happened right then. That if we can figure out what happened right then there's the answer.
Mm-hmm.
But the theory didn't match anything that was happening right then. How did they keep just coming with this theory?
I don't know.
2 trials worth.
I know. That's a lot of taxpayer money.
It's a lot of our money and donations too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now that we're calling them on it, but
Yeah, there's a lot of people that paid twice.
Something happened right there.
Some bullshit, dude.
He was obviously in the fucking house, or Nagel would have saw him. Period.
Right.
Entered the home, because if he's not in the car, he's not in the ground. He's got to be in the home, right? He's not taking a leak out back. Got to be in the home. Definitely is in the home. Additionally, O'Keefe's phone tracked him walking up and down the stairs. Okay, from 12:20 to 12:32, I believe it says. So, I believe he was the last movement I think they had from him was at 12:32, but don't hold me to that. So that he's in the house. There's no doubt about it. O'Keefe took his last steps at 12:31. Oh, no, actually, the only statements regarding the events that transpired inside the Alba residence after O'Keefe took his last steps at 12:31 are the self-serving statements of Jennifer McCabe, Matthew McCabe, Brian Albert, and his close friend, Brian Higgins. The state police and DA's office deliberately kept all this information from the defense, which seems like an ethical problem, including Jennifer McCabe's incriminating Google search, which would immediately have ended this from the start. Jennifer McCabe's cell phone analysis shows that she left the house at 1:47 a.m. and chose during the middle of a snowstorm to drop off 2 people near the home of John O'Keefe, who lived at 1 Meadows Avenue. So he lived at the corner of Meadows Avenue and a busier street. So she's like, oh, yeah. Oh, you live near John O'Keefe? I'll give you a ride. Sure. Why did she want to do that? She wanted to see if anything was going on at 1 Meadows Avenue. Were there lights on? Is Karen Reed inside? Where is Karen Reed sleeping? Or is she onto something? Like, how prepared do I need to be tonight for this shit? So, she does that. That's weird. At 2:23 a.m. And by the way, why is she leaving at 1:47? I thought it was an after party. She's leaving. Okay. At 2:23 a.m., her Apple Watch recorded her going to her bedroom and immediately Googling how long to die in cold at 2:27 a.m. Despite previously telling police that she assumed, okay, this is the smoking gun here. Okay. Is that Google search? Because she told police that she thought John O'Keefe was home, that he went home with Karen Reed. So she would have no idea that his body is in the snow. None. She wants to find out if this is plausible. Basically, she wants to find out if we're going to make it look like he died in the snow, how many hours do we have to wait? Right? Because if it takes 5 hours, we can't find the body after 2. No one's going to believe us. We have to wait this out. That's why she searched that. She wanted to know how much time they had. Obviously, she ain't sleeping that night. So.
Yeah, but even if you take that out, still can't explain where he was. Because if he was in the house, it doesn't matter what they Googled. They needed to have searched the house, top to bottom, basement included, because that's probably where he got the steps from. He might have went up and down once and then went down and didn't come back up.
Yeah, but they didn't search the house because that's why they didn't see a need.
Well, because the guy who lives there is a Boston police officer. He's good. He's got
like a little ghouls. What do they call them? Like you get a little amulet or something and you're safe.
Yep. Well, he's safe because everybody's scared of his ass. And probably rightfully so. I've seen some of these movies that come out lately about how these cops get in there and it might as well just be another gang. And it's a lot of times the gang units turn into gangs. So
taxpayer money again.
Yeah, because all these people are making a killing. What was Kelsey Fitzsimmons' boyfriend, baby daddy making at the fire department? $120,000 a year?
No, that's pretty good for a firefighter. I mean, I think they should get paid a lot more.
I don't know if that's true. I saw it in a chat, but it came from somebody who seemed to me like they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, but I mean, the police that I've heard of are getting like a couple $100,000 a year.
I am.
You know,
why would she Google that if she was home? If she thought he was home sleeping, a normal person would just go to bed. But this woman who spent the night partying decides to pace around the house. The watch has her pacing around the house, just waiting for Karen Reed to contact her and ask where O'Keefe was. She's just waiting by her phone. Like, when is Karen Reed going to call me? She anticipated this happening despite having no idea that O'Keefe was missing. McCabe waited up for Reed because, number one, she needed to be there to, kind of control the narrative when she found the body. She also, more importantly, had to put it in Karen Reed's head that, did you do this? Maybe you did this. Maybe you didn't. And she's probably like, oh, sweetie, it's not your fault. And maybe they genuinely thought that if.
Yo, what up, James? We saw you. I've been seeing you trolling the chats the last couple of days. I don't know if you're trolling the chats or whatever.
He comes in peace, yet he picks fights with everybody the whole time he's here.
Nah, he ain't gonna do that.
He does it every time. He's like, they're subtle, and then he's like, oh, I was just kidding. Like, you're not coming in peace, so don't say that.
Well, give him a chance to come in peace. Let him come in peace.
The chat will handle it. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah. He may come in peace. I haven't been seeing him on.
We'll see.
Has he been on any flights? I don't watch. I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
He's welcome here as long as he comes in peace.
If they made this look like an accident, Karen Reed wouldn't get arrested. Maybe they thought that. Julie, I'm being told, said that she was spending the night. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's right. Yeah, remember Julie Nagel told her brother who came to pick her up that she's spending the night there.
Good for you, girl. Get it. That's our queen right there.
Oh, God. He's going to come in pieces.
So why'd she leave? I mean, maybe because she witnessed a murder. And things got a little bit awkward after that. So, remember that murder? Like we watched like half an hour ago? Yeah, that was crazy. You got any Hot Pockets? I got the munchies. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. Despite barely knowing Karen Reed, McCabe gleefully jumped in the car with her and Carrie Roberts. For some reason, she's like, find a hoe. This intentional delay guaranteed that O'Keefe would be dead by the time anyone found him. She wants to delay this as long as possible. That's why she Googled how long to die. The longer it took Karen Reed to call, that's why she went to the home to see if lights were on. She's like, please be sleeping, but she wasn't. Because Karen Reed is too smart for them. And she wants to be able to control this narrative. Remember, she initially told the investigators that Karen Reed brought a drink from another bar into the waterfall bar, which only a drunken, low-class individual would do. But this is contrary to Karen Reed's character. Karen Reed's a professor, I believe an accountant. She's not the kind of person who brings her own solo cup into a bar because she can't afford to buy a drink. Nevertheless, McCabe successfully had planted the seed that she might have done this. Jennifer McCabe called her sister at 6:07 a.m. and 6:08 a.m. and spoke to someone. Someone answered the call. So it was either Nicole Albert or Brian Albert picks up that phone. Someone answered the phone. This proved that McCabe had made Brian Albert a veteran Boston police officer who has likely seen many dead bodies before.
What is BYOSC? Bring your own. Let's see who can get that one.
That there is a dead body in your yard. Somebody asked, how did you find court docs on this? It is for the general public, but I'm Turtleboy. You guys, people understand. It's like, I got the sauces, man. I get shit other people don't get. That's what makes Turtleboy. That's what separates us from the rest. The Boston Globe doesn't have these documents. I do. I can get them. But anyway, and that's not to brag. It's just, that's how I do business. So the fact that Brian Albert is alerted that there is a dead body on his property, he does not come out of the house. Imagine that. Imagine a veteran police officer is alerted that there is a body in front of his house. And he's like, I'm just going to stay in here. A little bit cold, a little chilly outside.
Super chat.
Chilly. Doesn't go out like, you need any help? Here's what happened. But oh my God, I can't believe it. Like nothing. Just stays in the house. That's crazy.
That's a good one. Bring your own solo cup.
So, a broken cocktail glass was also next to O'Keefe's body, which Canton police initially said was the murder weapon. So,
and the fact that I didn't think of solo cup, even though that's where we are in the video, is because G. Walsh is the one that put it in there. So, in no way did I think it was relevant to the video we're watching. Not for like this.
Yeah, I stopped paying attention for a second. It happens sometimes.
Yeah.
It's part of what we do here.
I didn't, but I just didn't, I thought it was more related to Walter.
She wants you to get it all out of your system now.
Yeah, the police get there, and it seems like they're not in on this. Like they didn't get just this like, oh, well, looks like he was knocked out with that glass. But then the narrative, as soon as Proctor gets involved, it quickly turns into Karen Reed did it all. No, it wasn't a shot glass. It was Karen Reed. Everything was Karen Reed. His body was clearly visible as not much snow had accumulated, yet the other two did not see the body. We stated that already. After notifying the Alberts about the dead Boston cop on the property, McCabe Googled, how long does it take to digest food? Because apparently the presence of food particles in a dead person's stomach help pathologists determine time of death. So let's say...
Well, I don't remember that. You remember that? Hold on. Let me just go back a second.
That Karen determine the presence of how long does it take to digest food?
You remember that? Mary B? Am I muted?
What about that?
I just don't remember that.
Yeah,
That's
there's a
this-
lot of like, because right now at this point in time, they're just trying to fill up the news with like whatever they have. So they're just giving all the little details because that's all they have.
Yeah, I'm not
Like-
saying it didn't happen. It's just something that didn't stick in my head. Like, but it should have, because why would you Google that? Unless
Why?
you wanted to know. Unless you
How
wanted
do
to
you
know.
digest food?
No, how long does it take? Like another question of time. Like,
Yeah, that's probably like a diet thing.
Because apparently the presence of food particles in a dead person's stomach help pathologists determine time of death. So let's say that Karen Reed backed into him and then he laid there in the snow.
another typo.
Oh,
Another typo.
gotcha.
Come on. They just both happen to be ways that you can determine when someone passed away.
Whoops.
And they're both inquiring on time to things like how long does this take? How long does this take?
Right.
Which kind of
The number one question.
Kind of may be in a panic.
Instead of why, it's like how long?
Damn it. Hold on.
Maybe he dies at 2:30 in the morning. But she knows that actually John O'Keefe died at 12:30 in the morning. So she's like already Googling that. Like that's because who do you think told her about that? Who do you think told her about food particles? This all happened at the family meeting. Brian Albert. He's the one skilled in this shit. He's murder police. So at this point, Jennifer McCabe was panicking because she knew how suspicious the how long to die in cold Google search was going to be. She's like, oops, shouldn't have done that. So she decides, and I don't know if this is true. I doubt it. Like if you Google how long to die in cold at 2:27, if you Google that exact same question again at 6:30, does that erase the 2:27 one? I don't know how that works. I would assume not. I assume Google just tracks everything you do. But she's like, maybe if I do it again, then it won't be as suspicious. Or even better, how about this? What if I get Karen Reed to urge me to do that? That way, it seems like the search I did was organic, that Karen urged me to do it, right? So she decides that she's going to, try to cover her tracks by Googling the same thing again. Because you might do that. It would make no sense for her to do that at 2:27 because she didn't know the body was there, according to her story. But now at 6:30, she does know the body's there, so it would make sense for her to Google that. It would make sense for her to Google that. Except there's just one problem. She spelled it wrong. She didn't spell the first way she spelled it was HOS, how long to die in cold. This time it's how long tie die in kicked. Then again at 6:24, Hoss long to die in cold. So she, I mean, this is wild that she remembered that she spelled how wrong the first time around and got it. I don't know what this gobbledygook was. She's like, oops, fuck that one up. But this one, she got it exactly the same way as the original one. She later told law enforcement that it was Karen Reed who told her to Google that. Karen then immediately yelled at me 2 times to Google, how long do you have to be left outside to die from hypothermia? Which would make sense if you're Karen Reed, right? That's a believable story that Jennifer McCabe is now telling, right? Because Karen Reed's freaking out. Oh my God, how long has she been on here? Could he still be alive? Because that's what she's probably thinking at that time. Could he still be alive? Jennifer McCabe knew how devastating it would be if the wrong person in law enforcement discovered this. Thus, in an attempt to deflect suspicion to justify this incredibly, she reverted to blaming everything on Mrs. Reed as usual. Shockingly, in what can only be described as a clear attempt by Miss McCabe to frame Miss Reed, Richard Green's forensic analysis of Jennifer McCabe's phone reveals that Miss McCabe took affirmative steps to delete the 2:27 a.m. search for how long it was cold, but did not attempt to remove the 2 other subsequent searches that she attributed to Mrs. Reed. So she wanted to, the 2:27 one, she's like, I'll erase that from my history, but nothing's really erased. But the other 2 will keep because we'll say that Karen got me to do those. Then that'll make sense. Man. But, the irony here, when I thought about that, she didn't even have to do this because it was all getting covered up anyway by Brian Proctor.
All right, Mary B. You're going to have to take it for a second because something's happening with StreamYard and I can't reconnect my camera. So I need to exit StreamYard and I'll be right back. So, Lubin, you're the baby.
Mary B is muted right now.
Hi, I'm here.
There she is. All right. Well, let's see how this goes.
Okay, do your thing. So, old school TV. It's some fun stuff. That's why it's a party.
It's nice to see, like he was saying earlier, what transpired in evidence and what you were kind of mentioning with everything that showed up during trials but just to even want to Google something like that, you would have to at least have like a starting point as to when he was out there in the first place to want to Google that. Or else you're just kind of like, oh yeah, how long has he been out here? I mean, why would you even Google that in the first place to begin with? Like, unless you even like knew when he was out there to begin with.
Totally. And like, this was before, like we thought this was like enough. Like when this came out, it was like, oh, this is done. Like there's no way they'll let this go to trial. And they did twice. And then more shit came out that made it even more obvious. And there are still people out there that are like, ooh, like someone was in here earlier saying it. It's like, you're kidding, right? Like at this point, you sound like an idiot. Stop it.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah. It's like the inverted video. That's insane.
Yeah, and just the idea that the judge would allow certain things to come in, that was...
I mean, it had to be confusing.
It was just a crazy trial.
It really was.
And people are still trying to rewrite history right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's about to happen again too. So same idiots are like, no, everyone's guilty.
Yeah, I was listening to some spaces earlier today. It was something lame because after just a few minutes of listening to it, it was just going over the same stuff, but they just can't understand just...
Spaces are frustrating. Spaces are very frustrating to listen to. It's like, and it's all the same people. They're like, oh yeah, Karen Reed is guilty. The earth is flat. Like fucking mermaids exist.
Right.
They're insane. They're insane people and they cannot be like, they make no sense. We're soaring, Danny.
Yeah, I'm looking at that too.
He's like, never coming back. What are we watching next? There's so many mermaids. I know, dude. So what's the last spaces I listened to with those people? Look, we can misbehave. Danny left. Nina, no, who did it? Was it Sparkly Rabbit? Are you even on Twitter?
Nope.
No.
No.
Well, they're definitely getting on his case for the Amazon wish list.
Oh. Psh.
But I mean, it sold out immediately. I hope he keeps adding stuff. That must be fun.
I mean, he has a new house. It's an exciting time.
Yeah, it is. And like, who cares? Like, he has a lot of support. Like, people just like, we genuinely like him as a person because like he hangs out with us, you know? It's not like he doesn't know who we are for the most part, you know?
Right.
So yeah, we support him because we hang out with him at least a few times a week, usually more over the internet, which is, you know, the only reality I have right now anyway.
Internet. Fucking brill. Internet.
Internet. This is not the internet. This is real life now.
The internet.
Did you see that new channel with the guy that hates JFK?
I saw the link in Discord earlier today, but I didn't click on it.
Dude, you gotta watch it. It's hilarious.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to put
you've
that
never
in.
seen before. He doesn't have like, he's got like 23 subscribers and like 3 watches on these videos, and someone found it and put it in Discord. And I watched this. I'm like, this is fucking hilarious. He's talking about all of us.
Oh,
Like,
really?
yeah, like mainly JFK. A lot of Cryford in there too. Some LTL talks about Nan. It's so funny.
Great.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'll have to have Danny play something from his channel. He has like some good little clips and stuff. And then he has I'll have to drop it in the chat, but he has a friend who's like a drummer for like Blake Shelton, I think. And they usually talk about sports together, but before they start talking about sports, he'll like talk about like what he's seeing on the internet for like 20 minutes, and his friend who's the drummer will be like, "Oh, no one cares about that. let's talk about football again." It's so funny. He's like, what are you talking about? You're talking about a Turtleboy and Stupid April and no, what do you say? Hood boogers. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. This sounds crazy. And the Rat House, what? Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome. Mad
yeah.
Stork.
I can drop it. Actually, no, it's Jay Walsh can do it if she's not too busy. Yeah, he was in here earlier.
Bing.
Hi. Hello.
Sorry, I wasn't in here.
Welcome, Danny.
Damn. Gotta reset everything. StreamYard locked me up.
Hey, Laureen.
Hey guys.
Okay.
I don't know how long you were in here, but I had
Pretty
to,
much from when you left.
Yeah. I think that was the last time I saw you. That's when you were here last.
But when y'all were talking about the how long to digest food part, Richard Green testified in trial 1 that was one of those automatic fills, like when you start typing a question, it'll give you suggestions, and that she accidentally clicked on that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I remember hearing.
Yeah, so she didn't actually type that out. But when she was going to search how long to die in cold, it gave her how long to digest food, and she clicked on it.
Yeah, we've all done that.
I just didn't remember it.
It's been a while, Danny.
Gotta get all this shit back where it goes. All right, here we go. Watch a few more minutes of this.
Oh, be kinder than necessary. That's cool. I'll check it out. Sorry.
All right.
Happening, by the way, she's retweeting fundraisers for John O'Keefe. Sick. Now, like I said, the motive here. So people are like, "What's the motive?" Motive's overrated. How about just a fight that went wrong? Just a fight. They didn't mean to do it, but they did it, and he's dead. I don't think any of these people went into this like, we're going to murder someone tonight. I don't think that's what their plan was. They didn't have any real reason to want this guy dead, but they did kill him. Jennifer McCabe would never have been able to cover up this murder without the assistance of law enforcement, despite the fact that it was one of their own who was killed. According to Reed's defense attorneys, the original Canton Police Department had been altered, the report. In the altered report, it never stated that the search team found them at 6 p.m. after Trooper Proctor had taken possession of Reed's vehicle. So Proctor takes the car, like immediately goes to the parents' house, allegedly, and notices the car has a broken taillight, he claims. And now it's in his possession. We don't know who else had this car, but he's got it. He's got it. And what is alleged to have happened here?
This is
the Alter report also had different cell phone numbers that McCabe called after finding.
Say it again.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Really?
I saw him sitting and watching the scanner last night, but I didn't realize he was rushing to the scene.
People in big cities have big channels doing that.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I watch a couple of
I
them.
don't know about him racing to the scene either, but I do remember him just listening to the scanner.
Yeah, I didn't see any of the racing to the scene, but
yeah, he probably said that he will if there's ever a scene, which there never is one. I don't know. I've never seen it, so I don't want to judge, but
maybe it'll work out for him.
The body, indicating that the police were taking steps to make sure that Brian Albert was not in any way a suspect. So she changed the phone number for Brian McCabe in her phone.
What'd you say?
The bunny raid.
Oh, good. What's up, Bunny Raiders?
Nice.
So far we've got
hey, bunnies and besties.
Welcome.
Which is wild. New evidence has also shown that Albert rehomed the dog that attacked McCabe. How about this? So in September of 2022, Reed's lawyers publicly accused Albert family in open court of being implicated in I don't know how I missed this headline. In open court, they accused the Albert family of being involved in this. And they ordered them not to delete anything. Maybe that's why they didn't delete their Facebooks. 2 weeks later, Tim Albert, the meathead moron of the family, posts a meme saying, "I stand by my family 100%. You don't fuck with them. You do? I won't hesitate to make you the most miserable person." Yeah, big tough guy. My family. Well, so that's, I mean, that happened right after that. So that can be taken as a threat to Karen Reed and her attorneys. I would take that as a threat. After being accused in September by Reed's attorneys, Brian Albert immediately decided to sell his home, his childhood home that was in the family for generations. It sold quickly and as a result was never searched by police, despite the fact that a Boston cop was probably murdered inside of it. So my question is it too late? Is it too late? I'm sure they've cleaned the shit out of that home. By now, they've had over a year to do it. So, like, I don't know. I'm not convinced these guys are going to go to jail. Because what evidence do they have? But I will think they do know that he died in the home. Someone's going to talk, man. Who do you guys think is going to be first to talk in that home? Who's going to be the first to rat? That's my question. I'm guessing it's going to be the two girls, Nagel and her friend. I'm guessing. That would be my first guess. And once the first name is named, they're all, that's actually a good point, Jennifer. Oh, there's going to be deals. There will be deals here. They are going to divide the shit out of these people. They're not going to be friends after this. All this family bullshit. When you're facing life in prison, fuck that. They are going to divide and conquer these people and get them to turn on each other. I ain't doing a life bid for you. Now, you can reason. I talked to some officers. Every single person in that house can be charged with murder. If he was killed in that house, which seems like he was, every single person is a joint venturer to murder. When Aaron Hernandez, they don't know who pulled the trigger on Odin Lloyd. I think it's assumed it was Hernandez. Doesn't matter if he pulled the trigger. They're all murderers. They all are joint venturers in a murder. Now, the dog is gone, but they found out where it was rehomed to. Now, I don't know what they'll be able to do with that. It's been over a year. He's not going to have John's DNA on him anymore, is he? I don't know. So they sell the home. I mean, come on. They're not even trying to hide it that they did this. I mean, I guess it's the smart move if you're them and you're trying to avoid going to prison, but you're also doing something that you know is going to make you look so shady. So even if you aren't arrested for this, you can never show your face in town again. Like, you're going to go to places, everyone knows you're a murderer now. Everyone knows you're hiding something. You're shady. You cannot be trusted. But none of this happens without Proctor, though. Trooper Proctor, who failed to speak to key witnesses, protected his close friends, and never applied for geofence data that would show the identities of every person in the house that night. However, Brian Albert didn't mention until April in front of a grand jury that his dog, that he had brought his aggressive dog down at the party, and that the dog did not like strangers. Despite being an after party, everyone at 34 Fairview Ave left an hour after O'Keefe got there. That's weird. They allegedly had no idea that he was dead. So why would they all leave? Things are normal, right? Canton police used red Solo cups to store blood evidence at the scene of the crime, which I'm not sure about that, but did not discover any pieces of a broken taillight in their first
BYOSC. Bring your own Solo cup.
Damn right. Everyone want to see my boot? I got my boot. Sorry.
Nobody signed that boot yet?
No one's here. When my cat's going to sign it, I'll sign it. I want to bedazzle it. I need a bedazzle pen.
Where's Angie?
No, hers, that's different. Those like the paper sticks. So
I know, but then it'll be kind of like what's that movie? Damn.
Barbie?
Oh my God. No, I'll think of it in a minute, but yeah, you need it bedazzled, diamond painted.
Was I showing my booty? No, I wasn't.
No, you can do it like Mad Max and have like a dangerous boot on.
Oh, yeah. You could put
So
weapons.
That way you can scrape your other leg on it. You know?
Then I can be even more afraid to move.
Yeah. Learn to walk without rubbing your legs together, I'll tell you that.
That's for sure. I'd be like, cats, get away.
There's no taillight
What's up, Bob?
right there. So then how did the brake lights get there? How did she break her taillight? Well, there's surveillance video. And Court TV has a video of this. If you click on that, you can actually see the video. Do we have? Let's see. They're going to make me watch a commercial. Okay. They're making me watch a commercial for this. But we'll look at that video in one sec. But it shows her backing into O'Keefe's car and slightly hitting it on her way out to search for him at 5 a.m. Let me pull this up. Hold on. It's almost up. Okay. So that would certainly explain that. Now, let me actually pull this up. Court TV video. So we can see. Have you guys seen this video? You'll see. I mean, she was panicking and drinking. All right.
Let's talk about the case that we're talking about tonight, which is in
piece of evidence that
witnesses told him that
take care of the kids, and then she called him 49 times. Where are you? Why aren't you back? She was the one to go back to that residence to look for him. She was the one to find him. She was the one to try and keep him warm and give him CPR and try and revive him.
But Norfolk County prosecutors question those actions. They claim voicemails and text messages detail strains in the relationship and the victim's desire to end their relationship, including a voicemail from the night he died in which Reed allegedly told O'Keefe that she hated him.
See what I'm saying with this bullshit?
O'Keefe's niece and
see what I'm saying with this bullshit? They're trying to make it seem like they have a script for this. Oh, it's a domestic relationship. Here's what happens. They're mad at each other. It goes too far, blah, blah. So just put the pieces in place. They've already got the script. You just need the piece. Oh, you got a text message saying that? Perfect. Throw that in there.
Hey, what was the spaces from earlier today?
Angie talked about it in the chat a minute ago. You can fill you in.
You come here.
Oh, shit.
It was that, like, Tuesday lady from that foreskin panel.
Tuesday Gazette.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it good?
No, they were just kind of trying to regurgitate old stuff and rewrite history again.
She said they were arguing the case. Basically, how Karen's guilty.
Oh, you mean the case that's already been thrown out?
Yeah, actually it wasn't thrown out.
Yeah, I mean, that she's won.
Well, I
so
guess
that's the facts now.
she could probably win 3.
Yeah,
Right.
she could because she's innocent and he wasn't hit by a car. It's very easy. It's very easy.
I think it would be irresponsible of
That's
them
the one part
to
that
spend more money on it.
none of the anti-channels like to talk about are his injuries. They just kind of bypass his injuries. They don't want to talk about those.
I mean, usually when you're like trying to like catch a killer, it's like, so how did he die? Is the first question. He didn't die by getting hit by a car. Well, it's not her.
Exploding taillight.
All set. It's like, cookie cutter for how to get somebody on a domestic murder.
nephew who lived with him allegedly told police that the couple fought constantly about the relationship and breaking up before his death. Prosecutors point to a broken taillight on Reed's SUV, pieces of which were allegedly found near O'Keefe's body, to suggest she ran her car into him. A forensic pathologist opined that significant blunt force trauma injuries occurred prior to Mr. O'Keefe becoming hypothermic.
Blunt force trauma.
Cuts and bruises were found on
So that means he was
O'Keefe's
alive.
head and arm.
Somebody being hit by a car, I would submit, does not look like they had been punched out by Mike Tyson.
Right. Duh.
And the victim here looked like he had been punched out by Mike Tyson.
Reed's lawyer
Get him,
indicated that
A hard surface for you or me.
that a death at the homeowner, and
That there
some even chain taillight shards that were found at the crime scene.
with that's what you're alleging.
Yeah, this is
Frame for
not
murder,
me, the
okay.
defense, for comment as well. I think it was the right.
What we doing?
It's huge.
This whole case for the jury,
Light could
Chief dies.
a video from as she pulls away.
Oh, here it is. Okay, here we go.
And this is
All
what the video here. Let it get.
So this is on the night. Notice all the snow. This is the ring camera footage of it.
Here it is, Benny. So she's pulling out in the black SUV, and that's the victim's SUV parked.
Ready? Watch this.
And the defense says that she makes contact, hits the victim's SUV.
Oh, that's definitely contact there. Definitely contact. And I believe that is the same taillight
Right
that
there,
Yeah.
damaging that back right passenger side tail light. And they also claim you can see, you know, the victim's SUV move, indicating that there was a collision. And then as she pulls away, they say that you can tell there's
So you can see, is anything
missing parts of the tail light.
Oh yeah, you can see it's definitely less over here.
Right. But it would have been missing if it was a result of striking Officer O'Keefe at that time also. Here's a closer look at it. Once again, as we're backing up here, keep your.
So that's not, you know, she killed a man. That taillight looked okay. Like you killed a man. Come on, stop it. With that,
Try and see if you see any movement here from the other car. Right there.
Pulled out, yes, put off. So the judge is going to make the prosecution send the correct.
Okay.
Do
So
you remember when the anti said that she did that
Let's go back
intentional the next
to-
morning? That she intentionally backed into the car to try to make it look like that's where she cracked her tail light.
Yep.
I think I would be going a lot faster if I was trying to make
Oh,
up.
you accidentally hit it way too hard.
I'd be like frolicking out in the yard and panicking and speeding and hit it hard.
Barely bumping it would be harder than accidentally smashing it.
I'm saying they're saying that she did that intentionally the next morning to cover up.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous, but
Yeah.
definitely would have smashed that bastard if you were trying to make it look like you were doing it there.
And why would she go that early to look for him is another question. Someone in the chat was like, why would she go out looking for him if she knew she hit him? And why would she go back that soon? Why not wait till daylight and for him to be found? I mean, if she did it intentionally and wanted him dead, why go try to find him and save him? He could then say, hey, why did you back up into me and hit me? I mean, the longer he lays there, the better.
Then leave me there for a while.
Yeah. Right. But she's going to go save him so he can tell on her?
Yeah, they're dumb.
It makes zero sense.
other shady things that happen here. We're almost done. So how did she break her taillight? Well, there's your answer. Okay. Now, how did they find the pieces of the taillight later after Canton police did not find any? Like, sorry, I saw that taillight in that video. There wasn't that much missing from there. There should not be, shards of taillight all over the place there. So who took the car? Well, Brian Proctor took the car. He confiscated it. And it was in his possession, and we know this guy's no good. We know he's trying to cover for the family. We know he's a liar. We know he's deceitful. We know he has a plan. He's going to protect his friends. Conveniently, they appeared after Proctor took Reed's vehicle, and state police, perhaps on a hunch, decided to search the area again. Luckily, this time, they found it. Even more remarkably, Canton Police Chief Ken Berkowitz also decided to go to the scene of the crime on a hunch and noticed even more pieces of the taillight from his moving vehicle. How about that?
In the rain.
Berkowitz had been called by ATF.
Yeah, in the rain and melting snow.
Yeah, like he saw it from his car in the rain, and he wears glasses, short little guy driving, and he saw tail light from his car.
But he couldn't see John from the car.
Well, it's
he
not
was
like they
never dead
recused
before.
themselves over a conflict or anything. I mean,
Yeah, you couldn't see John from the car, all the other 11 people, but he could see taillight. It's crazy. And how did I just don't understand where the taillight was. It's like it exploded. It would have to have some serious velocity to get where it landed.
It wouldn't. happen from being punched in.
No.
It would go into the housing.
Physics don't apply in Massachusetts.
Agent Brian Higgins, who was in the house when O'Keefe was murdered immediately after the killing. So Brian Higgins calls the chief of police up. Why does he do it? And I think he went to the Canton Police Department, to his office. Why do you do that? And now the Canton Police Chief's finding shit. Now the Canton Police Chief's retired. Okay. Trooper Proctor also went out of his way to make sure that Google did not send him all of the geofence data that the defense had requested. So he was, and the defense asked Google for shit, and they were like, you never asked for that. There's a miscommunication here. John Proctor, that's the guy from The Crucible. Michael Proctor is not getting that, is not asking for what the defense asked him to ask for. So that's shady. To date, the defense counsel has received neither the automated acknowledgement from Google that would indicate that this amended preservation was ever received, nor a confirmation noticing that it complied with the amended request. So, in conclusion here, guys, Karen Reed is a completely innocent woman, isn't she? I mean, I think we can all agree on that. She's wrongly charged by corrupt cops who would see her rot in prison in order to cover up a murder of a fellow officer. I mean, that's freaking evil. I mean, what about the thin blue line? I thought we protected cops. John O'Keefe's not a cop. It seems like John O'Keefe wasn't on the hierarchy of cops, like blue on blue crime here. And that fact, like I said, that these people are willing to let this woman rot in prison, just forget about her and move on with their lives, is just shows how callous they are. But they fucked with the wrong woman, didn't they? If she didn't have the resources, then we might not know any of this. She gets some court-appointed stooge. Who knows? Trooper Proctor in the DA's office went out of their way to make sure that evidence they knew would exonerate her was never given to her defense team. As a result, the niece and nephew, this is really sad, you know, they believe that she killed their father. And I did not realize until after I wrote this story how other people believe this too. I've received many messages, and I did a blog on this, on these messages I'm getting from these people, all covering for him. Like that she did this. Like they don't even want to think about the possibility that it wasn't her. They have vilified this woman in their head. She is subhuman to them. And they're like, you know, why are you believing these narratives crafted by the defense? Well, because she has a right to be heard too. And their narratives make fuck all more sense than your narratives. Okay? Let's be very clear on that. How do you feel it's okay to spread outrageously harmful claims about a 19-year-old kid with no evidence? Okay, kind of that. How do you feel it's okay to spread out outrageously harmful claims about a 40-year-old woman with no evidence? There's no evidence she did any of this. It's sickening that you will be so willing to destroy an innocent person's life. Hello, self-awareness. What are you doing to Karen Reed right now, stupid? Jesus, open your... So who should get arrested? I mean, they all can be charged with murder. Every single person in that house, even Nagel, they can all be charged with murder. Of course, you're not going to be. There will be deals. And I'm sure that the police can leverage that to get deals. Okay? And so actually the guy who messaged me that says that I'm not arguing that it was Karen Reed. I agree she's innocent. But I don't think it was Colin. So who was it, Brian? And I'm sorry if it happened in the house, which means Colin witnessed it, which means Colin is a joint venturer. They're all murderers. Every single person in that house can be charged with murder. They won't be, and they will leverage that against them. I am sure. You murder for something you didn't do? You ain't going to take the fall for these people. You ain't going to take the fall for these people. So anyway, I think, in my opinion, you know, if this theory is correct, Brian Albert and Colin Albert were involved with then they should be charged with first-degree murder. I don't know what the charge would be for Proctor. He obviously was not there that night. But what he did to go out of his way, I mean, the corruption involved in that, to wrongly implicate an innocent woman who we knew was innocent from murder in order to cover for his friends, to abuse his office, to abuse his power. Oh, that's a whole different set of charges. Jennifer McCabe was in the house. That's a murder charge if they want it. But orchestrating the cover up too, you know? And yeah, like the attorneys here, Yannetti and Alan Jackson, dude, they're good. Like, Google them. You think they're intimidated by some small town Massachusetts selectman cop family? Come on. They laugh at that. They're going to eat you townies for lunch. You're done. You're done. I hope they have lawyers. I think any Canton police, the Canton police need a complete duo. Whoever the whistleblowers are from the Canton Police Department, they should be the chief. And the chief should be setting pins in a bowling alley somewhere for their screw up in this. And Karen Reed, you know, I felt bad for her at first because I'm like, oh man, she probably can't make much money right now. I don't know really how. She's got a lot of money saved up. Because she's very frugal, I'm told, and good with finances. But she can't go back to the finance world after this. It's too awkward, right? Too much has happened. But she's not going to have to. Karen Reed is going to be a rich woman. I think she's going to be a very wealthy woman. And I think that she will be able to dedicate the rest of her life to being a public speaker. In order she could start a nonprofit, an innocence project kind of thing. Because how often does this happen, man? That's what.
It's like traveling through time, going back, listening to that, and knowing everything that's happened since. It's been like a daily fucking journey. There's confetti in the chat. Appreciate it, guys.
Confetti! Woohoo! Everyone's always waiting for the confetti.
I think it's going to be really good for Walter.
Can I pet that dog?
That's my favorite. Favorite.
It is the best.
It really is. That's Lolly's favorite part of it.
It's the second time she asks, even louder and more annoyingly, is my not favorite part.
Yeah, she was.
Where the mom
You tell a kid to shut up, they should shut up the first time.
Like, no, he's sleeping.
She's going to pet that dog. All right, so everybody wanted a music break. Let's judge how many trolls are here. 603 people here. As soon as I play this song, let's see how many leave. That's how you judge the trolls.
Oh. Go fuck yourselves, trolls.
I'll pull it back up. I had it all neatly pulled up earlier. Then I lost all contact. Contact. You really need contact, Mary B.
Yeah, you do.
Torona show.
With Jodie Foster.
Tick, 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 boom.
Like that.
Tick, 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 boom. Tick, 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 boom. Pressure build, detonate. Tick, boom. Too late now, can't moderate. Tick, check in my flash. Let's go. Tick, everybody talking, nobody compose. You should've just let me be, but nah, you knew what I do. Who I am. You know who I am. Who I am. Tick, tick, tick. Robbing and weaving where you telegraph hate. Flash bows pop every time I breathe. Whole world watching. Enjoy no front row seats. Say my name, watch the algorithm screen. Turtleboy! You drama sales on the fumes of my pike tails. Free clickbait for all the mirror ultimate. Bum for town clownies. Better all town clownies in the cheap seats. I built this house, you built noise. I built proof. Woo. Time to raise this roof. Time to expose the hard truth. Now the spotlight stuck on you. Oh, po baby boo. Tick, tick, tick. Truth hit the wrong, stand clear. Tick, boom. Funny now, they fear. Tick, boom. Flash bows, no escape. Tick, boom. Clock ran out on fake. Receipts stacked like bricks on file. You throw stones, I archive wow. Smear campaign, panic press, but facts don't bend the cognitive dissonance. You had to poke the turtle, you know I'm a snapper, right? You about to. You should've just let me be. Damn people, you knew better. Tick, tick, boom. Pressure build, detonate. Tick, boom. Too late now, can't moderate. Tick, boom. Camouflage, case closed. Everybody talking, nobody compose. Should've just let me be. Tick, 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 boom. Tick, 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 boom. Tick, tick, boom. Tick, boom. Tick, 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 boom. Tick, tick, boom. Tick, tick, boom. Journalism ain't a crime.
Yeah, so one more cool one. This will tell you exactly how many trolls were here, or people that were just here, because there was nowhere else to go.
We slid down that rabbit hole, found a crew that feeds us all, laughing, roasting, spilling tea. This wild fam was meant to be. It's like magic, pure magic, straight magic. Not some Hallmark movie scene. We're way too loud, we're way too keen. True crime jokes and midnight rants. We're chaos kings and spicy chants. It's like magic, pure magic, straight magic. ChatRats, we're the fam you can't ignore. Kicking down the crime chat door. ChatRats, clapping back, we bring the heat. Savage minds you can't defeat. ChatRats, raise a glass, we own the night. 10 for 20, puff puff pass, that's right. From every corner of the globe, dropping memes in every mode. Sass and sleuthing hand in hand. ChatRats running the whole damn land. It's like magic, pure magic, straight magic. We're loud, we're wild, we're never tame. Dropping jokes while we're solving games. True crime sleuths with a side of sass. Raise your glass, ChatRats got class. It's like magic, pure magic, straight magic. ChatRats, we're the fam you can't ignore. Kicking down the crime chat door. ChatRats, clapping back, we bring the heat. Savage minds you can't defeat. ChatRats, raise a glass, we own the night. 10 for 20, puff puff pass, that's right. ChatRats, ChatRats, who we are. ChatRats, where we at? Right here, what we do. Crack facts, code we use. 10 for 20, light it up, puff puff pass. ChatRats, we're the fam you can't ignore. Kicking down the crime chat door. ChatRats, clapping back, we bring the heat. Savage minds you can't defeat. ChatRats, raise a glass, we own the night. 10 for 20, puff puff pass, that's right. ChatRats, ChatRats.
All right, one more. Just because this is another new one. It's just
I
good.
love this one.
Listen up.
These diamonds aren't cold enough. I need a new man tough enough to hold my hand when the night gets long, to carry my spirit when the days go wrong. My soul is bright gold, like I swallowed the sun, but I'm burning too wild for just anyone. You think you got me figured out, but baby you don't. I'm not your quiet shadow, I was made to shine for the limelight. Drunk off of white wine, wrapped in the finest, but baby I'm timeless, made for the limelight. Living like it's midnight, crown on my spirit, forever I shine this. Leather and lace, I walk that line between danger and heaven, the edge is mine. Don't cage me in diamonds, don't sell me a dream. I'm the voice in the thunder, the witch in the stream. You think you've seen a star before, but you don't know me. I was made for this world, and the world was made for me. Made for the limelight, drunk off of white wine, wrapped in the finest, but baby I'm timeless, made for the limelight. Living like it's midnight, crown on my spirit, forever I shine this. Moonlight on my shoulders, fire in my veins. Every scar I carry sings louder than the pain. Call me reckless, call me free. I was born to be seen. Made for the limelight, drunk off of white wine, wrapped in the finest, but baby I'm timeless, made for the limelight. Living like it's midnight, no chains can find this, forever I'm
You can get me with that damn violin, boy. Woo. That's some good shit for music.
I love that song.
There was a day when we didn't have any music. That's where her quest started.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to have music.
She's been spending a lot of time making music for other people, so I think it's time that some people start. And she, not that she wants to, but she
They
really
paying her.
paid
Need to
for
make
it.
money for that work.
Yeah.
It takes about a week and a half to make like virtual jurors. And that's super good. But these, you know, she got a new computer, so the new graphics and shit are just stupid. Stupid.
Oh yeah.
But she's getting better and better and better at it.
It absolutely is. I didn't want to change this subject, but somebody put something in the chat earlier before you started playing like the second song, and I've been sitting here like thinking about it. You know how cool it would be for like a news station or a talk show to have jury number 1 and jury number 2 on the show and let them like hash it out.
Like with what's his name as the host? The Bravo guy? Cohen.
I just think it would be awesome to let them talk it out because, you know, they at first only got to see what was in the actual courtroom and then find out from each one, you know, did you go back and watch the other trial or did you watch the second one after you were in the first one? And just hear them talk it out and see where everybody is at the end.
Yeah, but we need to get Andy Cohen, and he's busy usually.
That would be cool. Sure.
I mean, somebody can make a killing off of that stream. or show, whatever you want to call it.
Yep. Well, this was a good show. Not the most exciting show in the world that we've done, but it was a good one. That was a good video to watch.
Yeah.
That was
I
fun.
thought it was fun. Got to see my cat's butt a few times.
Travel back in Karen Reed movement time.
Yeah, back when people got along.
Yep. All right, let's read some of these super chats real quick so we can go. It's almost 10 minutes. Redirect is set. And hopefully, like everybody else's redirect, my people will actually go to the room. Yeah, out of about 1,200 people out in one room, 6 in another, we got like 50 of them. Duh. But J7 says, turtles getting poked. I've been watching the saga that is J7 through the chat tonight. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's been a nice little side quest.
Yeah, if you missed it, you missed out.
We're gonna have a Walter chat right soon.
I hope so.
Lily says, I want the fucking confetti, so let's go.
Get it.
Confetti is so good.
Yeah,
cheers to Walter.
Let's see how many times he's mentioned.
Walter has entered the chat. Miss Lily. Oh, yes. Thank you, Alessi's girl. She was like volleying super chats earlier. Fearless Farm Girl. It's the golden hour. Good one. Thank you, Fearless. See what I'm saying? She was just like volleying those. Cyber Chick, Boston. Mary B had my nieces on today's live to discuss dating in 2026. I'm scared. I've been married forever.
It's scary. It is
I
scary.
hear the girls at work talking about it, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah. I could not. So I stopped.
Sue E. Generous. No time limit on murder. It took the FBI 3 years to arrest one man. And farewell.
With them on video.
Yeah, with them
And
on.
all of the electronic information, all the text messages.
Here you have multiple folks being investigated in Karen Reed case, and it happened a year after Sandra. We'll see.
Hopefully.
Yeah. The fact they didn't arrest him sooner, or the fact they weren't even, I don't even know what made them turn back to him, but it was a little ridiculous, wasn't it?
Yeah, it must have been a tip.
I mean, the DA still hasn't charged him with her murder. This is all a federal case against him, which is sickening.
Crazy.
Hopefully they get him.
J7 says, if you guys don't get Danny confetti, Walter can't come over.
I hope we're muted.
Hit the goal, make J7 happy. Fearless Farm Girl. So J7 can get date confetti. Enjoying this trip down memory lane, says GC. Yeah, that's what it was. Cal's a super chat. Cheryl. What's up? Cheryl. I need to pull up the old pictures of Cheryl's tags and shit. She's hardcore. Boots on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Boots on the tag of her car.
Yeah.
Play. Regular RN, Sunday Fun Day. Thank you. Cajun, number 1. Cajun, number 2. Cajun's awesome. But I saw they were having a good time up in Jess Machado. I was watching that too while I was doing this show. Grahamtown. So it's okay for Twisted Tish to have a wish list, but not Turtleboy. Okay, got it. Did he get backlash for his wish list?
Oh, yeah.
His Amazon?
That's what I was talking about when you were gone. Yeah. Everything's been bought off of it, but they're giving him a hard time on Twitter.
And like I
And
said, he knew they were going to, but why not take advantage of it when people are begging to buy you stuff? I mean, he'd be stupid not to make a wish list.
Exactly. People love that shit.
we need to send Angie a boot. Like, we need an extra one we can send Angie, and then when she's done with it, she can send it to you. That way, you're not bootless, but you just have to take it off and put on the new
Bedazzled boot.
I mean, I can take it off a lot, but
With
Bedazzled.
Merb.
but I can. I mean, I'm bored. I'm just sitting here. I can get a little pen and put them on, right?
Yeah, we're gonna put Merb on it.
They make those for children, right?
Jen Fox for 4 months. That's the awesomest part. On the ships. Lily, let's go and subscribe to Mary B and Toy. Please do that. Misty joined again. Barbara of Pass, 4-month membership. I like the membership milestones. Those are your people.
Yep.
What's
I
up?
want to see what mine says.
She says,
I
work
think
it.
we're all at like 4 or 5 months right now.
Oh,
That's
no, I don't have one yet.
It's crazy to even talk about. J7. No joke. Walter just handed me a 10 spot.
Nice. All right, Walter. We like you.
Walter
So fun.
was pushing for the goal there at the end for sure. Once J7 told him what it was. Sarah says, when jury foreman book comes out, will Lolly read us a few pages, please?
I already said I would in the chat. Absolutely.
Very nice.
Miss Lily, this is for Walter, who is or isn't or can be, but maybe not. And fucking yes, confetti time, mofo. Just decorating with the big bone. C note. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, J7 had a milestone. I'll give you a milestone. She said. Oh yeah, that was fun. We got about 1 minute. We hit the button.
Was there any update on Will's channel today anywhere?
No, if
I
you
haven't
post
seen
it,
anything.
wasn't anything about it.
I'm pretty sure, like, when he can go live, he'll just go live.
Oh,
I don't know. It
message.
depends. I'm sure he's pissed.
Love it here. Last night's redirect was great. Oh fuck, redirect. Good point.
Yeah,
I didn't stay up for it. Where did you redirect everybody last night?
To the Philippines.
He was mad.
And when we got there, she was like, "No, don't boost my channel." I was like, everybody was like, "What are you talking about?" We just dropped a live chat in here. There's 200 people just came in here. And she was like freaking out, like, "Don't boost my channel." It's like, no, it's not a boost. It's not a boosting. I was live. You live. I dropped my channel in years. Not romantically.
Unconsensual boosting.
Yeah, it was an unconsensual boosting. And then she figured it out and she was super happy.
Oh.
And then I was like, maybe she'll get some subs. I scrolled down to see how many subscribers she had. And this is one girl sitting on the couch talking to the phone in the Philippines. 36,000 subscribers.
Jesus. What was she talking about?
Just nothing important.
I went to school too long. I should have just sat on a couch with a phone.
And that's no joke. 36,000 subscribers. All right. The redirect is set. It is time to go. So say goodbye to your friends. Oh, what I wanted to tell these people. You know the intro song that Turtleboy plays, Toy also wrote that. And Jess Machado's intro. And the Virtual Jurors intro. And
Nurse Kim's song.
And Nurse Kim's song. So just in case you didn't.
Subscribe to Toy for all the great music.
Yeah. Just getting better. All right. Say goodbye to all your friends.
Bye, friends.
Goodbye,
Bye, guys.
panel. Goodbye, chat. See you in TVs.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Good game. Good game. Lubin, appreciate you hanging out.
Yeah, GG. Thank you, Danny.
Hardly getting a word in edgewise around you. 3 hours. Barely can get a word in edgewise with Lubin up here.
Just a
He
talker.
talks when it's important. That's what we like about Lubin.
Yep.
Or if he has a Dazed and Confused clip he wants to recite.
Oh. All right. Well, thank you all for hanging out. See you next
Enjoyed
time.
it. Good night, Danny. Good night, Lube.
Bye-bye.
You are the candle that dances slow in the room where the wild winds go. You are the still in my rambling mind, a soft fellow in the hands of time. You don't ask me to be more than I am, but still you pull the best from this man. With eyes that read my quiet sins, and a laugh that pulls the light back in. Oh love, if this life is a song, then you are the hum that carries it on. In a world spinning reckless and loud, you're the calm in the crowd, you in the quiet. That's where I belong. I talk in riddles, I run too fast, chasing tomorrow, forgetting the past. But you hold time like a prayer in your hand, teach me how to truly stand. Your heart is a river, strong and wide, pulling me gently back inside. No need for maps or stars above, I just follow the shape of your love. Oh love, if this life is a song, then you are the hum that carries it on. In a world spinning reckless and loud, you're the calm in the crowd, you in the quiet. That's where I belong. Let the world keep shouting its name. We'll lie here slow, unafraid. No need to run, no need to roam, when your arms are the only home I've known. Oh love, if this life is a song, then you are the hum that carries it on. World spinning reckless and loud, you're the calm